the Bootleg Kev podcast, man. We got the homie Jae Millz.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Welcome, sir.
What up?
All right, man. You got a new project that's officially out.
Wood panel walls.
By the time this is out, it'll be out.
Yeah, wood panel walls.
Wood painted walls.
Wood panel walls.
Wood panel walls.
Yeah.
So what's that, like in a car? You get the wood panel?
You know what it is? It's like, I grew up in New York City in Washington Heights. So a lot of those apartments the architecture was real old school. It might have like,
I know the kind of walls you're talking about.
Yeah, it might have like 5-6 rooms, but when you first come in, it's a long hallway. But it'll be a room on this side, then a room here, then a kitchen, then a room here, then so my grandmother had one of those apartments, right? And when I was born, I was living in my grandma's crib. She from down south,
right?
Had 11 kids. So the house was very busy, but I'm a Virgo. So my memory bank is incredible. Like I can remember things that I probably shouldn't remember and I didn't even try to remember.
Right.
But the wood panel wall shit is stuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like rest in peace to my grandmoms.
They have those in trailers too.
Yeah, they got them in
They have
trailers.
in my uncle's trailer. It's like wood, but it's not real wood.
Yeah, is that what used to be on side of like the station wagons too?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, Griswold ride, Wally World vibes.
Some old school.
Yeah, it's something like that. Like think like Three's Company. Like, you know, you got the little
I know. I
the
see.
panels
Yeah.
all, and my grandmom's crib was all like that. So when I went to do this project, kind of like what we was talking about the other day, I've come from an era of the radio record, the street single, the this record. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first time I was like, man, fuck all that. Let me record a story. You know what I'm saying? I got so many stories, so many memories. Let me just record some shit that I could paint a picture from track 1 to track whatever's gonna be the last one. No radio records, it ain't no party shit, no strip club shit. It ain't really too much with a bounce, but if you listen to it from beginning to end, it's a good story.
Now, I first knew of you from your battling days.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. Well, it's
Smack
not even that
DVD.
bad. Yeah, Smack DVD.
Now, it's a long time now. We getting the years are going.
Like, I didn't even know you just battled Ness again recently, because I remember the original one.
Yeah, shout out to Ness. You know, that was a RBE situation.
He was in the band, right?
Yeah, he was in the band. And this is a big thing people don't know.
He was the only one that was dope in there.
I think
that Chopper dude was horrible.
I think people think I was trying to be a part of the band. Like, I never was auditioning for the band. I was never trying to be in the band. It was just really like, did he call me and did a battle Ness? That's really all it was. I wasn't.
That was probably like, was that like the first, like your biggest look at the time was to do?
At that time, that might have been my biggest look. I was still doing like street battle. I don't know if I had No out yet. I don't know if I had the Warner Brothers deal yet. I think I was still doing like battling mixtape type shit. But
yeah, I mean, obviously you go from the battle world where you're like a legend, and then you had the No record. I remember having that record on vinyl.
Yeah.
But then there's like a whole other wave of people who just know you from being from Young Money. So you and Wayne and the Young Money situation, when did that start and how did it initially happen? Because at the time it was just you and Nicki that were from the East Coast, or that were from New York.
It was me and Nicki, but he was fucking with Corey Guns too. Shout out to Guns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey Guns.
I don't know if Guns was. I don't know if Guns.
I don't think he ever signed officially, but he was.
I don't know if he was signed or whatever yet, but I remember he had the Millie remix.
Yeah.
And he was fucking with Guns.
I feel like he was on the original.
Yeah.
And
like Guns might have been around Young Money before me.
Okay.
Guns and Nicki might have been around Young Money before me, but nothing was really solidified. Nicki was definitely around, but me and Guns was kind of like, Wayne just fucked with us. He just liked that rapping type shit. But yeah, that was that situation. I think around the time I started fucking with Wayne might have been like 2007. I want to say like 2007 because this was the situation with me and Wayne. I'm gonna explain this. I had a song called Holla at a Player. And I don't know if people knew or not, but I wasn't signed to Universal no more. This is like when Sylvia Rhone came over and everything changed. And you know, like I said, I'm from the radio era. I'm from that era of the single and all of this shit. So I'm trying to just keep my record going because I know I don't got no deal no more.
Right.
So I'm doing shit like, this is in 06. I'm doing shit like recording myself, taking the curses out, and texting DJ Enough or DJ Camilo or K Slay, or Flex. Like, yo, I got this new record. Now, this is usually coming from a department
Yeah, the
at
record,
a
like
label.
a record rep. Yeah.
Now it's like, you sending me a shit directly? Well, all right, cool. We fuck with you, so yeah, just send it. And now I started getting radio play. And I'm like, damn. I'm noticing I'm getting play like mix show play twice a day. You might get the rush hour play. You might get the traffic jam play. 7 o'clock play. You know, later on, somebody else come on at 12. I might have heard my shit 4 or 5 times today. I don't got no deal. I'm in my mom's crib. Real shit. And I'm like, I can't go on to another record. I'm smart enough to know that. I cannot go on to another record. I got something going right now. So I hit Wayne, right? So I'm like, I got this record, you know what I'm saying? It's bubbling in New York right now. If you want to jump on it, I'll send it to you. I'm really just taking a shot in the dark. I don't know if he gonna get on this shit or not. But I had a record called Bring It Back with Jadakiss. And then I did a remix with Wayne and Fab. Wayne said, come to the studio. Now shout out to Fab, shout out to Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Granted, they busy. But Wayne told me come to the studio and did it that night and then charged me nothing. This is when he doing like 300 records in in my mind, I'm like, I'm just taking, I'm shooting from half court in a dark gym on all of these moves right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. Send him the record, he send the record back. Next day. So my brother is like the super Lil Wayne fan at this time. He like, bro, I heard that verse before. I'm like, nah, he just did this verse for me last night. He said, nah, bro, I heard that verse before. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, he didn't want to say it like that, but he's like, he pulled the verse up.
Like it's mixtape, Wheezy.
All sorts of egg, all on my face now. So now I'm faced with the decision, do I act like I do not know that this man said this verse already and still put this song out? Or can I just hit him and just be like, yo, I appreciate it, but I can't put this out, you know, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, my fault, blah, 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 blah. Next day, sent me another verse back and said some shit in the joint like Millz had to tell me stop recycling verses. And since I don't write it, I recite it in cursive. I was like, oh, that's personalized for me. That ain't like
right.
He just gave me a verse from a dedication mixtape that didn't come out yet.
Right.
So now I'm like, oh, that shot you took in the dark gym, you hit the rim on that shit. Like, you might could stay in this dark gym a little more, but just try to get closer to where you hit the rim at. So now I'm like, yo, look, man, I ain't got no situation. I know you doing the Young Money shit. You know what I'm saying? If I could come play you some music. He said, you don't got no deal. Call you right back. So I'm like, oh, I'm done on that verse. I'm like, that verse is a dub. He's not. I don't got no budget. He knows now I don't have money to give him for the verse. He called me back with Tez on the phone. He like, when can you get on a flight? He said, but tell me this again. You said you don't got no deal, right? I said, nah. He said, well, when can you get on a flight to Miami? Now I'm in Harlem. I'm like, I get on a flight yesterday. He started laughing. After that flight, I was Young Money until I wasn't Young Money no more.
Yeah, I mean, so that was 06?
That was like, that's around 06, 07. It was around, it was right before, you know how.
Right before Carter, because Carter 3 was 08.
Right before the Carter 3. When I got around, I remember the first time he flew me out after that conversation, I went to the Hit Factory. And when he walked in, he started just playing me a bunch of music and shit. And I remember he played Lollipop. I'll never forget this shit. This is when I was like, oh yeah, I gotta step my shit up a whole lot. Like, yeah, I'm a nice rapper.
That's a huge record.
I was like, I'm a good rapper. He's a great artist.
Yeah,
and I have no problem with no problem with saying that, because Wayne is my man. I love Wayne unconditionally. He showed me shit that no other friend showed me, no other homie, no other businessman, no other CEO, no other rapper. He showed me, and he was hard on me with that shit too, but I learned a lot. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this? But it sounded like the T-Pain was killing everything at this time. But now I know Wayne from and now it's like I'm like, damn, how he do that shit? Like, now he playing me a bunch of shit. He played me Got Money. Now I had the beat for Got Money from playing Skills. They had played me like, you know, a beat, and that gave me the beat. So I was like, oh, I heard this shit before. All right, let me just sit here and listen to his version. I was like, oh shit, he got T-Pain on it. That's the plan that they played when they played me the song. Like, I was like, wow, I wouldn't have never made this song like this.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't get his shit to me. It's like, I'm so glad they didn't waste this record with me, because I wouldn't have never made this. You know what I'm saying? So Carter 3 wasn't out yet. He was still doing like college arenas and shit like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the I Am Music tour yet. It was still like,
and then like a lot of the Carter 3 leaked.
He was still performing a lot of the leak shit. He was still performing.
Were you around when the music leaked, or had it already been leaked when you started to come around?
I was still like just doing I wasn't on Universal.
Yeah, because I just remember like being because I used to slang shit at the swap meet. That's how I got my name. So I remember just having every Lil Wayne tape.
I never
like,
knew that.
There was like Carter 3 fucking leaks
the drought.
The droughts. And then there was like, I mean, obviously before that, the squad up shit, but like that like era, like right before Carter 3, like like 12 months prior when he was just heating up the mixtape shit, it was like.
That's what really got Wayne hot up top. I mean, he was already hot since he was fucking 13, 14.
Nah, but
hot, I mean like reinventing himself from being like Lil Weezy to like the Fireman.
Well, no one took Lil Wayne like serious.
No, but he had to start saying I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. Because he had to make that statement. And then he just started, and then I remember he performed on the BT Awards. He performed Gossip.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Stop hating on a nigga. That no hype.
I remember
man,
that moment.
No hype man.
Because that ended up on like an EP. It wasn't even on his album.
It was a leak. It was a leak.
So it was a leak. Like
he didn't give a fuck about. Like Wayne. Once I got around him, that's what made me realize. Oh shit.
I remember that I was like, oh, this is the first single for Carter 3, and then nah.
He didn't get. He was one of them type of people when songs leak. He like he called those dead homies.
He was. I mean, yeah. What he did with because being the youngest dude in Cash Money, I feel like as a rapper, there wasn't a lot of people who with credibility that probably took him serious until the first Carter when he started popping his shit.
That's around the time.
Because 500 Degrees was whatever. I mean, I think The Block Is Hot was dope. I think if you really were a Cash Money fan, you knew Lil Wayne could rap. Yeah. But like people like you said, like once that first Carter came out, I remember working at Best Buy, man, when that shit dropped. That shit was.
I remember the first time I heard BM Jr.
Mm-hmm. Was that to put his feet in the blades?
I ain't tripping, nigga. I play the corner like Ripken, nigga, with the 40. I was like, yeah, he in a different world. But Carter 2 was when, because by this time I'm deep in rap. I'm an artist. I didn't have my ups, my downs. I didn't my high points, my low points. I read credits. I read magazines. I was one of them people that go to school late, but I'm walking in the lunchroom with the Source magazine, the Double XL, the Blaze. I might have a Vibe.
Right. Shout out to Blaze magazine.
Yeah, I might have had fucking the freestyles of people get your tape decks ready last night on DJ Clue, the fucking fire truck.
Right.
I was that type of kid. So when I heard Carter 2, I'm like, oh shit, this is the first time I heard a Wayne album with no Manny Fresh production.
And it was dope.
Now I get to hear him compared to everybody else now. Now, damn, he rapping over the Heatmakers. Who the fuck are the Runners?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So around that time I got with Wayne, that shit showed me a lot. To bring it back full circle, it was around that time right before Carter 3. That's around the time I got with Young Money.
Help me understand. Okay, so Young Money. There's obviously the product of Young Money is two of the biggest artists of all time, Drake and Nicki. But there was all these other rappers. So many.
Let's talk about it.
There was you. There was Gutta Gutta. I mean, Mac Main was the president, but Mac Main was a rapper first.
Shout out to Mac too.
I'm surprised Mac never got a solo album off. You want to know some funny shit?
You know some funny shit? When I first came around Young Money, I remember Mac was telling me then, like, I want to be on some boss shit.
Yeah, like fuck all this rapping.
Like he was tired of it then.
Hey.
I'm looking at it like, bro, I used to send him so much shit. Yo, let's get on this beat. Because I'm a fan of Mac Man. Yeah. I'm a fan of the Squad. I'm a fan of Wayne. So I wanted to just do all such shit with everybody. And then I was the person that used to, when Wayne would fly me out, I would bring my inbox and my computer, my M audio speakers in the hotel room that he has me in. I would never go to the bus where he's at. I would just be in the room, just recording. And I remember one day, I think Gutta or Twist told him, he was like, where Millz at? And he's like, oh, he upstairs recording. Like, what are you doing? He recording himself. I promise you, the next day I came downstairs on Wayne's tour bus, he had all that shit. Learned how to record himself.
Oh, wow.
Quick.
But we're talking like a vast amount of artists. Like you just said, little
Chucky, Twist, Chanel.
Chanel had the piercing, right?
Me, Guns.
There's so many people.
Gutta.
And it seemed Tyga,
Nicki, Drake.
It just seemed like being on Young Money could
There's more too. That's the crazy part.
A lot more, but it could be perceived to be a gift and a curse.
T Streets, shout out my man T Streets.
T Streets, but like, what? Why do you think it didn't work out for everybody? And by everybody, I mean the majority of the artists on the label.
I tell people this all the time. It never works out for everybody. Once you understand that, it's like, and I'm looking at this picture of Charles Barkley right now, and it's taking me somewhere, right? I want to explain to people something. There was a lot of great people on the Sixers when Barkley came. There's a lot of great people on the Lakers when Kobe came. I always tell people.
Shaq was there.
I always tell people, I know what it feels like to be Eddie Jones. I know what it feels like to be Eddie Jones. Not saying that I'm not nice or I'm not great.
Eddie Jones is nice.
But I know what it was like to be great and somebody comes around and they are undeniable. You can go in the studio and make the dopest shit you want. Aubrey is undeniable. I remember the first time Wayne let me hear Successful. I was like, whoa, this shit is dope. The next time I heard it, Wayne had a different verse. I said, why you got a different verse? He said, I sent it to Drake, and he said he didn't really, he liked the verse, but he didn't really think it went with the concept of the song. I said, he made you do a verse over?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But it showed me the respect Wayne had for him,
Drake, yeah.
because he did the same thing for me. He did the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Did it over. I respect you. You know what? You right. You know what I'm saying? So that just brings me back to the whole, it was a lot of artists, what happened. It was a lot of artists on Cash Money. It was a lot of artists on No Limit. It was a lot of artists on Death Row. But I remember Snoop, Pac, and the Dog Pound. Not saying Lady of Rage or Jewel or Crook or you know what I'm saying? It's not to say that they wasn't great.
Crook was a part of it after, like the dark years of Death Row.
It's not to say that they wasn't great, but Nicki was undeniable. Drake was undeniable. Out of, let's say if it was 10 of us, because it was like 10, 11 of us.
There was a lot.
To hit with 3, the way that you hit. Now, some people might say, Millz, you being a little too cordial about that, my nigga, because you wasn't one of those 3. That's how it works sometimes. Keep it moving, figure it out. That wasn't my first stop on the train. It's not going to be my last. I came there with deals already. A lot of people came there, that was their first time, that was their first rodeo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I done fell off the horse. I done did all of this shit already. So this isn't new to me. I know that this shit ain't gonna last forever. And I feel like a lot of people, they thought it was gonna last forever. I think with Tyga, he had been around. He had been with Gym Class Heroes. He had Coconut Milk. He had understood,
he was with Travis
no,
McCoy,
I gotta make this shit work. Drake had already been comeback season.
I would almost argue that Tyga popped despite Lil Wayne.
He did. Wayne, Tune, I love you. I love you, Tune. All right? Tyga will tell you this. Wayne didn't like that direction that Tyga was going in. Like, make it nasty, Rack City, bitch better have my money, dancing for them dollars.
Right.
What was the joint he had? Ass so fat, need a lap dance. Wayne
yeah.
wasn't feeling that. Because you got to understand, that's not the vision Wayne saw for him when he first met him. You Tyga, you bouncy flow, like kind of like Souls of Mischief type shit. You different. You like a real West Coast lyrical, crafty with your words. And now you going strip club on me. They don't even really have strip clubs where you act like that. Like, where this coming from? It was kind of like when I used to first got around Young Money, you listen to Dedication 3, my bars was like on top of each other. Even anytime I did mixtapes with Young Money, my bars was on top of each other like that. And that's because Wayne taught me how to differentiate it. She ain't got a man, but she's not alone. Miss Independent. Yeah, she got her own. Hey, I hated that verse. That was the end of my verse. Wayne said, nah, you know what? I think you should start the verse off like that because that's more like, that's a memorable. And I'm just like, I don't care. I was more into, I got a bitch named Keisha from around the way. She used to go to college school back in the day. He was like, oh shit, that's dope. That's why he just wanted me to talk crazy all day because in his mind, his vision for me was, they already know you for talking crazy. You said big in my trouble or what? And and I put a gun in your face. We love you for that. So you get a pass to do that because Lil Chucky and Lil Twist can't do that. They not known for that. They got to be kids still. You know what I'm saying? So he had visions for all of us. He never really wanted all of us to be like signed to Young Money. He wanted us to be Young Money, a group, and we do some Wu-Tang shit and all get deals. I know this sounds like crazy. This sounds like, yeah, right, Millz. He did. He never really wanted us all to be signed to him. He wanted to give us a platform and we go rep Young Money and get deals and bags everywhere, but we still like this fucking conglomerate on some shit. Because in his mind, the Hot Boys was all solo artists.
True.
So like if Birdman could put me in the studio with BG and Juvenile, I don't want to hear y'all say nothing about me putting y'all in the studio with Lil Chucky and Lil Twist.
Yeah, but I mean, Lil Chucky and Lil Twist, God bless them.
Look, there was some times that we was like, Tune, check this out, bro. We love you, man. We love you, but come on, man. It's 5:45 a.m., man. It's beeping, looping for. We don't really want to do this, but I knew that I knew a lot of the shit that Wayne used to do to us was a test.
It was like boot camp.
It's a lot of y'all. I need to see who really want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need to see who gonna go hard. Like, it ain't really about who nice. You could be dead nice, but you might be lazy.
Was there ever, like, there's hella rumors of internal issues with people in Young Money? I mean, you said Chucky and Twist didn't get along.
It was internal issues everywhere, but not like beef. Like, Chucky and Twist had their thing because they was like,
there can only be one kid.
They were kids. It was like the kid, who's the Young Money youngin, who's the prince of Young Money. And then Chanel and Nicki, they never had a thing, but to me it felt like it because it's like, well, who's the first lady of Young Money?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty evident.
Not in the beginning.
It wasn't?
Not in the beginning.
Really?
When we all used to have to do group photo shoots and shit like that, you got to remember, Nicki was coming from Come Up DVD.
Right.
Chanel was coming from being a songwriter and a dancer for Neo. Two different things.
Yeah, totally different.
At that time, I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a different thing. Like, Drake wasn't what he is now. He was like coming from Degrassi. He was more known for Degrassi than people respected him as a rapper. It took a very long time for people to respect Drake as a rapper, but I think it was so much music. We was in that digital era that once you got so far gone, you was like, he all right. No, he was fucking incredible, but
for sure.
You just didn't want to say he was incredible because it's like, well, damn, Wayne's still incredible. Then after a while, it's like, well, who's more incredible? Then after a while, it's like, damn, Nicki kind of hot too. And then you kind of, for Tyga, I feel like Tyga was the first one to get lost in there. When I seen Tyga get lost in there, I said, it's bad for me.
That's real shit.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I said, it's bad for me.
When you say bad for you, what do you mean?
Because Tyga had a setup.
Right. Yeah.
Tyga, I don't know if that time he was managed by Jay Irvin. I don't know. T, don't kill me for this. I don't really know the specifics of it, but I remember me and Gutter used to talk a lot. Mm-hmm. Me and Gutter, spoke to Gutter the other day. Shout out to Gutter. Shout out to the whole Young Money, period. Me and Gutter used to talk a lot, right? About just the way shit was going, because Gutter he was around before me. And when I first got the Young Money, Wayne told me, if you want to know how to stay around me, like if you really want to know me, stick to him. He told me, I remember when I first came around, he's like, he knows me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know me, you want to know how not to get on my bad side, how not to, you know what I'm saying, how to move around me, stick to him. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I still talk to Gutter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
he's not on Young Money anymore, is he?
Yeah, he's still on Young Money. He's on Young Money. They got a record out right now. I think it's Wayne, Gutter, and Hood, called NFL. It's for like the Prime Video for Thursday Night Football. It's like the song for some dope shit. But basically bring it back. Gutter was like, how you think this shit gonna go for us, Millz? And I was like, it's a chain. I was like, at the end of the day, Drake is undeniable, Nicki undeniable. We don't know who gonna come first out of them. And then Wayne went to jail in the midst of them being like, like
exploding.
Yeah, so by the time he came out of jail, Nicki was Pink, Wig, Marge Simpson. It was like, you know, and Drake was Aston Martin music, and they was coming into their own. And then I remember 6'7" And then Wayne was right back to being Wayne. And then it was like, damn, now it's like big three.
Right.
But Tyga, me and Gutter used to always be like, damn, Tyga putting in work. I would come out here to Cali to see my lady and, you know, I had a kid on the way at that time. And I'd be like, Tyga keep a song on the radio. Now, maybe we in Miami or New York, we might not hear that shit like that. But when I used to come here before I moved here, and I moved here in 2015, so this is like 11, 12, 13, whatever.
Yeah, I call it his Molly Mall era. When he was in Vegas with Molly Mall.
He was hitting.
There was this shit called strip hop going up, and I think that's where a lot of the motivation
he was hitting, and he was like branding himself in that lane of like bop, that DJ
Mustard.
He was branding himself.
I mean,
with
Rack City, low key is the record that really blew Mustard
and
open
it
as a producer.
still didn't feel like they was like. It felt like he was forcing their hand.
Like you got it. Now you got to.
And I felt like, damn, if he got to force their hand, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got to figure some shit out. You know what I'm saying? And I was throwing shit. I'm trying to figure shit out. But you got to remember, in the midst of that, Wayne is Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is Drake, and he's only coming bigger. Nicki is Nicki, and the Barbie is only becoming bigger. So now we got to sustain this. We got to sustain Wayne, Nicki, Drake. Tyga's doing his thing, but they're keeping the lights on. Nicki and Drake kept the lights on when Wayne went to Rikers Island, keeping it a buck.
Right.
So now, all right, now we touring. All right, well, how do we do the tours now? Well,
who's gonna open? Who's gonna close?
Who's gonna open? Who's gonna close? Or, oh, he's not going out with us. He's going out on his own. Or she's doing her own tour. So now I'm peeping like. This one I realized this shit is really, really different, and it happened fast. I remember Drake did Club Paradise. That was the name of the Drake tour?
Yeah, the tour, yeah.
I was hot.
What were you hot about?
I love Drake, but I was hot. I think me and Gutter might have been. I don't know if Gutter was too hot, but I was hot. And I think I was hot because I was thinking something was gonna go a certain way.
Like, did you think you were supposed to be on the tour?
Yes. I will completely
say that. Was that the Kendrick ASAP Rocky tour?
That was basically everybody that was doing the same thing that we were doing at that time that wasn't with Young Money.
I remember that.
And I love Drake. I ain't gonna lie, I love Drake with all my heart, man. I love Nicki, I love Tyga, Wayne, Gutter, Mac, Main, Twist. I love everybody that was a part of that ride. With Young Money, whether we still, because me and Tyga not Young Money no more, but I'm not covering my Young Money tattoo. Like I still sign my checks and you still see it, because that was a decade of my life. That was like a real period of my life. But there were a lot of times that in that period I started to see, oh, we're label mates. We homies, but we're label mates, and you can't forget that because you didn't grow up with these people. You met these people on some business shit. So don't get in your feelings.
Your Laker reference. People get traded.
People get traded. But at this time, we still got the same uniform on.
Right.
So I'm looking at it like, damn, I would have thought we could at least open up. You know what I'm saying? Like, take us out there like Tune took you. Or Nicki too. You know what I'm saying? Like, take us out there like you took Dej Loaf or this one and this one. Even if we not hot like that, make us hot. Somebody made you hot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again.
To be fair,
this is just me and my feelings at that time. As a younger
at that point
artist,
in time, you're like, yeah.
I'm in my feelings because I'm like, yo, we crew. We done both had to go chase the tour people around for per diem before. Like,
did you communicate that to Drake, or did Drake ever like know that you were?
Once again, what I'm saying is, at that time, we were in our feelings about shit.
I'm saying, so did he find out you
Drake
guys were
might have been in
feelings?
his feelings about shit with us that we don't know about. You know, he might have been in his feelings with shit about Wayne or Tez, or, you know what I'm saying? There was times that Wayne might have been in his feelings with some shit about Tez, and Drake might have paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might have been some times that Wayne just wasn't fucking with New York. And when I walk in the room, it's just like, fucking old New York ass nigga. Nothing. It's not like the end of the world. It's nothing personal, but you got to think, when you around people as long as we was around each other, the Young Money shit was a long ride. That shit wasn't like no 2-3 year, you hot, and then you hear. It's like, nah, we all went from one bus. We was all on Wayne bus to now it's Wayne bus and an artist bus. Now we all on the artist bus to now it's Wayne bus, an artist bus, Drake bus, Nicki bus, the band bus, the dancers bus, the chef bus, the crew. Like that shit changed. I went from doing clubs to performing in front of, when I say Jay, you say Millz. Jay, where you at, Millsy? And my shit come on and I'm like, damn, I never heard people scream for me like that.
Right.
So it was a hell of a ride. But in along that ride, you did learn shit. You know what I'm saying? You did learn that, yo, Drake don't got to do nothing for you.
Right.
Nothing. Now, once I got that through my head, I was cool. It's like, yo, I'm not tripping if he come out with 6 or 7 albums and I'm not on none of them. I could still find the dopeness in the fucking album. It's like, it's cool, bro. It's not the end of the world if somebody don't pull you along. Like, especially if you never told me you was gonna pull me along, and it's all in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever help Wayne with any writing? Because there was never.
This is a thing too. I want people
because there was like there's been a lot of rumors about like Gilly used to write for him, and
well, I wasn't around for
that was before
I wasn't
you.
around for the Gilly shit.
But I mean, like,
so I don't really
you
know.
got a lethal pen. Like, did he ever tap in with you for some bars?
I will say this: it's been many times that we in the studio, and Wayne might be like, "Yo, tell me what you think of this." Yo, okay, but. Yeah, like that's what I got for right now.
But I feel like that's natural. That's like any studio setting.
I will go downstairs in the studio with Wayne and be like, "Yo, this I got like 12, but I don't know if I should do a 16 or a 12, but this is what I got. I wanted to say this next, but I don't know how that shit sound. Like, well, you could say that, but if you flip it
this way
and just say it like this, so that means Wayne wrote for me now?
No, it's just. I feel like that's just
because I watched Kanye West go in the studio.
Kanye had a lot of people have written
I watched
Kanye
play Lucifer for Jay-Z and say, "I'm from the murder capital where we murder for capitals. Yeah, if you don't use this, I'm gonna use this for my album." And then Jay-Z got on there and said, "I gotta get these devils out of my life,"
right?
And then cut it off and said, "On God, I never read the Bible a day in my life." On Fade to Black, he says that. I watched Kanye go in there and give him Lucifer and say, "I'm from the murder capital where they murder for capitals." Jay-Z was not from the murder capital. Kanye West was. But we will never say Kanye West wrote for Jay-Z.
True.
We will never, even with clear fucking footage of it in Fade to Black, we will never say Kanye West wrote for Jay-Z.
Well, why do you think the Drake thing was recepted so differently? I think personally it was because we heard the references.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, ooh.
I think with Wayne too, it was big because I think it only comes so heavy like that when it's somebody you respect. So when Gilly said this shit about Wayne, it was like, nah, Wayne been nice since he was 13. He didn't even know you then. So how you saying you wrote? And I don't think he was saying it like that. I think he was just saying there was a time where I was influencing the way that he rapped. Now, I can understand that because we younger than Gilly. So I was a Major Figures fan too. I was on Dutch and Spade too. Right. I was on all that shit. Like I bought Major Figures. I bought the album. You know what I'm saying? I understood Gilly was with Suave House and Tony Draper and Ab Lava before he got with... I was a fan. Am. Still is a fan of Major Figures. I'll still say they was dead nice. So I can understand where Gilly's influence... He could say, like, I influenced all that swag rap and the dragging the words. But I don't, like, you wrote for him. Once again, I can't say he didn't. But I could see where he could say he influenced him. But Wayne is so, like, articulate with the way he put his shit together. He wants to put it together. You know what I'm saying? He wants to craft it and put it together. Now, you could help him. Right. You could tell him, nah, I don't think you should say it. You should say it this way. But if I was in here recording something, you might tell me that. Yo, Jay, I think you...
Oh, yeah.
That shit might have been crazy if you would have said, oh, shit, you know what, Kev? You're right, let's do it over again.
That don't mean that you're any less of an MC.
You know what I'm saying? I think, like you said with the Drake shit, we heard the references.
Yeah, the Drake thing, when we heard the references and it's like, oh, he's supposed to be the GOAT.
That was a little crazy.
He's supposed to be one of the greatest of all time. It's the same
that was a little crazy. But
that's different than what we're talking about. Because what we're talking about is, hey, we're in the studio, let me help you with a bar.
With the Drake joint, was it like the same verse and all of that?
Yes.
Or was the same like melody of words and he changed some of the words?
No, it was the same shit.
It was the same hook, same verse,
it was
same
the same
everything.
Shit. Quentin Miller, man.
No, I know he did it,
But I do also think, listen, to think that Drake isn't incredible with his pen is an ignorant thought to have.
I think Drake is like one of the best artists ever.
Of course. Life. I think, of course, if we're having that discussion.
Like in life.
I don't
Everybody
disagree.
included.
So I just think that if you're Drake, you're probably so fucking busy. Like he's probably touring, doing all kinds of shit. And people are sending references and he might just be like, yeah, that shit's hot. Like, I personally don't.
Rappers do that all the time, man.
I know they do.
It's just, it was him.
It's Drake
that
though.
the references came out on. Because once again, I will always go back to this. Like Fade to Black with Kanye West and Jay-Z. Nobody will ever say Kanye West wrote for Jay-Z. But they'll turn around and say somebody wrote for Kanye. But they won't give him that same respect and be like, he took a song into Jay-Z's session, said this is the hook, and if you don't use this, I'm gonna use it on my album. And if you go pull up the Black album, he word for word said Ye shit that Ye brought him in the studio, and we overlooked it. We overlooked it because Drake ain't Jay-Z at that time.
But Drake is up there, man.
No, now. At that time, we were still talking about,
he
rapped on the BlackBerry on Flex.
Yeah, but
it was only because you seen him with the BlackBerry. I know a million rappers that went up to Funkmaster Flex show and their phone is on the speaker, but you can't see it.
Listen,
come on,
bro,
man.
People come to our show all the time.
Don't tell me this. Let's just go to something else. Don't tell me this.
I've had artists have their lyrics on my laptop in front of them and the laptop's off.
Why are you doing this, man?
But to be fair,
because you know what's funny? Because they're gonna know exactly who you're talking about when they see this.
No. I like one of my boys. Like,
I'm cool.
Listen,
with that.
one of the homies. I'm not gonna say his name. Really close friend of mine. He wrote the shit like when he got to the station.
That's different.
So that is different.
That's different.
But
and that's dope. That's kind of dope.
No, he wrote it on the spot.
That's dope.
He literally was like, "Yo, throw on a beat." And then he was like, give me like 20 minutes and I'll have something.
Now that's dope.
And then he was like, yeah, I got something written.
That's different. I can respect that.
Yes.
I can respect that.
There has been artists that have come in who literally put their phone on the thing. And then I want a good freestyle. No. I'm out of camera and I'm literally with my finger scrolling down their verse as it goes. That shit happens. Yeah.
Nah. But this is one thing I do want to say about the Young Money shit. I feel like the way the Young Money shit played out for all of us, believe it or not, that was exactly how it was supposed to play out. If I could say, man, Wayne fucked my shit up, that'd be different. I can't say Wayne fucked my shit up. The good outweighed the bad. He did more than he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So I might could say, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little hot behind Club Paradise. It might be the only thing that I could say I was ever hot behind with Drake. But I could name so much of a good shit. You know what I'm saying? I could say, well, Nicki never really like took me on tour neither, the same way Drake did. She never really put me on nothing like that neither. But it stopped there. I can't say anything else.
And it's not Wayne related.
And those things are me and my feelings. That's artist shit. That's rapper shit, thinking you.
Ego shit.
Yeah. I wouldn't say ego shit. I would say it's feeling like, what's the word?
Prideful?
Not prideful, feeling like you
entitled.
Entitlement. That we crew. So I'm entitled to first dibs on some, or what you did for that artist, you could have did that for me. We crew. That's that entitlement. You know what I'm saying? So, and not saying that you partially shouldn't have that entitlement with your team. You know what I'm saying? But some of it might have just been me thinking too much. But once again, the good outweigh the bad with everybody. So it's not like, that's not changing. It's not like, oh, I don't follow that nigga. I ain't liking him. I don't care about his son. I don't care about if she just had kids. I don't give a fuck if it's his son's birthday. I don't care. It's like, bro, that shit it's not that serious. It's not that deep.
Okay, so you're behind the scenes. I want to know, because Pusha T is one of my favorite rappers ever. Pusha T he was poking and prodding at Lil Wayne
for years,
ever since Mr. Me Too, which is
for a long time.
That's prior to you being with Young Money.
That should the Pusha T and Young Money or Wayne shit, that should go back way before me. Like I just probably only entertained it because I was Young Money at the time.
Yeah, because like,
you know what I'm saying?
It took Wayne, I want to say it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago where he finally said Pusha's name on a record. Or I don't remember what he said. He's finally acknowledged Pusha T officially.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. But like, was that like, was that something that like was a known issue in the crew? Like, man, these guys over here, man, they're fucking disrespectful.
Nah,
like,
you know why? Because Wayne be in his own little world. So Wayne don't really listen. Like, he don't really be knowing what be going on. It'd be like me or Gutter or like...
They got to tell him or show him something?
Yeah, a little twist would always come in and show him some shit on the laptop or Twitter or Instagram. Here, big bro, look at this. So he would be so far into his music, he wouldn't really know about like the darts. But when he find out about it, it'd be like, oh, word? Oh, pull that shit up. Let me see that shit. And then everybody, like all the assistants and managers would be like, oh, God, Millz, why did you get him started? I remember we was in the studio and Ye came to play Ham.
Over the Zaytoven production.
I don't know if I even want to tell that.
Finish the story.
Tell this story.
You gotta go. You
I
started
remember
it.
First time Wayne heard Ham, right? He ain't feel that shit. What was the bar in there, man?
I just remember.
You baby money, you got baby money, that ain't my lady. Something my lady money, that's right. Baby money. You got, like, it was some shit like that. I remember Wayne walked out the room.
While Kanye was there?
Song still playing. Like, just went to go get like a cup of water and shit. Like,
yeah, that.
And I remember like 2 days later, he did a song. Was it Drake, Jada Kissing Wayne? Was that Carter 3? Kidnap your bitch, see how much you love your lady money.
That was Carter 3? No, I think that was Carter 4.
I think it was Drake. It might have been Carter 4. Carter 4 was Drake, Jadakiss, and Wayne.
Because Watch the Throne came out in 2011.
It was 4. Pardon me, it was 4. I remember.
I don't remember much from that album. It wasn't good.
This is when I liked Carter 4. It just wasn't Carter 3.
Yeah, well,
it just wasn't Carter 3. Carter 4 was fire though.
It was all right.
I remember he was like, yo, y'all think that's too much? And everybody was like, nah, I think you should take that bar out, man. I don't think you should really say that. Man, fuck that shit. Say that shit. Everybody got mad at me. As soon as he's like, you know what? I was like, yo, do you feel like he was talking about you? Not necessarily. I was like, bro, this is words. It ain't like if he was talking about you,
was that Jay who said that? Or?
Yeah, it was Jay. It was Jay. So at this point, nigga, you just sold 1 million records.
Of course.
First week, came home and you about to do it again. This is you right now. If you feel, this is just a battle rapper in me at this time, but this is how much I fuck with Wayne. This is what Wayne looks at me for. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do you feel like it was a shot? You bugging. I'm like, nah, seriously, do you feel it was a shot? Because if you didn't feel it was a shot, you wouldn't have thought of the bar you thought of. So you asking us for validation to go in there to go say what you feel now? You know what? You right. He went in there, turn me up, lighter. Everybody looking at me.
Yeah, because I do feel like
why would you tell him to do that?
There was like this period of time where...
And I'm like, why not though? I'm like, at the end of the day, it's words. It's a sport. It's rap. It's not like he said, I'm going to kill you. You felt he said something and you wanted to say something back. That's rap.
Do you feel like that there was some contention growing between Hove and Wayne?
I feel like there's some contention growing between Hove and anybody else that gets hot to the point where they're on his radar.
Yeah, because anybody. I remember
that shit go back to Nas.
Well, there was the rumors that Wayne was going to leave Cash Money and then sign with Rockefeller.
I remember that being a thing a few different times.
And then it seemed like
back before I was with Young Money, I think Wayne and Jay had some business history. Like, I think Jay was going to sign him, or he was going to give him like a situation or something. That go back way before. It just seemed like,
and then it said, what happened?
Jay said in an interview that he called Baby to let him know they were talking. Mm-hmm. Baby, the next day, his lawyer sent him a cease and desist. He said that in an interview.
But then there was like, after the Carter 3, it felt like there was like this almost like an unspoken like energy between the two, where it was like Wayne was the only guy who was like challenging Hove as that dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like
that. I feel like it was definitely like
was that talked about like openly, or was it more just like
nah? Oh, you mean amongst us, like in the crew? Nah. We always looked at, even Wayne look at Jay like, Jay, you the GOAT.
Yeah.
But Wayne, his favorite like person ever is like Prince, Kobe Bryant. Like if anybody knows Wayne, they will tell you Millz know Wayne off that. It's Prince and Kobe Bryant. Michael Jackson is cool, but to Wayne, Michael Jackson isn't Prince. You know what I'm saying? Jordan is cool too, but to Wayne, yeah, Kobe could have won 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's like his mentality is, I love Mike, but I'm coming at him. And I think that's what it always was with Jay. Even if you go back to I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. And then once Jay-Z wasn't retiring no more, he never stopped calling himself the best rapper alive though. He just kept calling himself. It's like, oh, you back? I thought it was my turn. I thought you was retiring. Well, I'm still that nigga here. So if you that nigga and I'm the best though. I know you might be the greatest, but I'm the best. Like right now, I'm the best. And I think Wayne just carried that shit for so long. He carried that shit for so long. You heard it when you heard him about to come on a song, you just felt that energy. Like he just feel he about to come on. He used to tell us that.
Right.
He used to play beats and look at me and Drake and Nicki and Tiger, Gutter, whoever was on the song. Oh, I'm just letting y'all boys know, like, I'm gonna kill all y'all niggas on this song right now. And turn around and just turn this shit all the way back up and light his blunt.
That's crazy.
So when you, at some point, now we come on the record like that too. Now Nicki come on, I'm a motherfucking monster. Pull up and nothing. She come on like, I want to kill.
I don't think Little Chucky ever came on a record like that, for the record.
Damn, yo, you really don't like Chucky and Chris.
I just thought it was horrible. I was like, why is he signing these 12-year-old children who can't rap?
Man, shout out to Chucky, shout out to Twist, man. Look, the views of Bootleg Kev
are not the same as Jae
nothing
Millz.
to do with the views of Jae Millz.
Yeah, nah.
You know what though? I can respect. Nah, I don't want to say I can respect because those still my little homies forever. I could understand a person like you being like, nah, they was fucking trash. Because they could look who they standing next to. They standing next to Wayne, Drake, Nicki, Tiger, Millz. I'm godly with this lyric. If I never put out an album with Young Money, I always used to say I was who I was before I got here. I'm godly. I'm gonna let you know me for what you know me for.
Yeah.
This can't change that. It can add on. I have plaques for 100 million streams, and I have plaques for 4 times platinum, 2 times platinum, Billboard, peak 1, peak 2, peak 7. That's more than I had before I got there.
True.
So the good outweigh the bad. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they might have loved Drake and Wayne, but they looked at me how you looked at Lil Chucky and Lil Twist.
Which is, yeah, I mean,
like,
that's not
oh
fair
my
to say.
God, Jae Millz and Gutter was fucking horrible. They may look at us like that. Just like there's people that may look at me and Gutter and be like, nah, they was killing Dedication 3. They held a lot of them mixtapes up when other artists wasn't on them shits.
Now, you had said something to me last week. You said you were around Young Money enough to see everyone get kicked out at least once.
Oh shit, I had said that to you. I did.
So explain to me the times in which both Nicki and Drake were kicked out of Young Money, because that seems like a preposterous thing to happen.
You want to hear the story about how Nicki and Drake were once kicked out of it was probably only lasted for about a day or two.
Right.
Or do you want to hear when I got kicked out of
Both,
Young Money
all
first?
of it.
Or which one do you want to hear first?
Hey, whatever you feel inclined to.
I'll give you the Nicki and Drake shit first because they're bigger names and that'll probably be more entertaining for y'all. I remember, I'll start with Nicki. Nicki, if you remember at one time, she was managed by Deb, Waka Moms.
Yep.
Yeah. And Deb had her out there with Gucci, and I think Deb was managing French at that time, so she used to do like some shit like Gucci would be booked, but French and Nicki get a bag too, and they come together. So it got to a point when we started going out, because we used to record a lot in Atlanta, Miami, and shit like that. But now when Carter 3 come out, Wayne on the road, and he used to tell us shit like, he used to tell me a lot. This is what made me start coming. He was like, yo, I don't think it's fair to the other artists that you get to go home and then fly back when you want to come back out. Like, they don't go home. They on the road with me. But I had never been a part of nothing like that to understand an artist like him that lives on the road, like lives on a tour bus. You know what I'm saying? I was more like, all right, when y'all come to New York or you want me to come back out, let me know. And his thing was, Millz, I fuck with you. you need to be here. Whenever. What you there for? What you doing there?
Right.
Young Money ain't in New York. We on the road. Why you there? You Young Money, right? And then it hit me like, all right, I got to be here more. So Nicki, at that time, she was booked. So she got her own, she's building like her own Nicki Lewinsky.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She building her own little thing.
Beam me up, Scotty Tate.
In them clubs, like she was getting bags while we riding the bus with Wayne, and we, you know, he bringing us out. She doing that too, but she might have a bag to get in South Carolina or here. And I think he started to feel like, you know, he never wanted nobody to feel like they was better than another artist. Like, I don't want Nicki to feel like she better than Chanel or Guns just because she booked, but I don't want Millz to feel like he bigger than Twist or Chucky just because he been on TV with Diddy before and he did battles and he had deals. Like, we all at the same level. Y'all all the same level field right now. Like, don't look down on nobody because I ain't looking down on you. Now, if you gonna look down on Lil Chucky or Lil Twist or you gonna look down on Guns, I gotta look down on you now, Millz. I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so once we got that shit in our mind, Wayne was looking at it, I think, like Nicki doing her own thing. I think Wayne was looking at it on some shit like, oh, she trying to be over here and kind of see which one pop first. You gotta remember, it wasn't no every girl in the world yet. It wasn't no, we was just Wayne's crew. You know what I'm saying? But Gucci was still Gucci. Like, French wasn't big French Montana yet, but he Coke Boys. And he don't know if like Nicki was like, you over here, like you fucking with us or you fucking with them, And I think he just had one of them days where he was like, yo, she ain't Young Money no more. Like, and then she started just working. She'll be at video shoots here and there, change hair color, start wearing tight dresses. And
did he tell that to her?
I don't know if I don't want to say he told it to her. He probably told Mac or told Tez to call her, whatever. She never said nothing. He never said nothing. And then him being the businessman and just understanding where he trying to take Young Money, I think he told Mac or Tez like, yo, we put in too much work to just let her go. Like, tell her I said, you know what I'm saying? And then she was back on the road with us. But she was still doing her own thing, but she was back on the road. But I can understand how he could feel like that because it's like, yo, is you over here or is you over there? Is you not, like, what is you doing right now? You know what I'm saying? So they came to their agreement, and after that, everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't like, it was a miscommunication somewhere. Same thing with the Drake shit. I think Wayne and Drake thing at that time was more so Wayne and Tez. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wayne trusting Tez with shit and then finding out like some shit might not be what it is. And like, but now Drake is in the middle of it because it's like, you know, it's that business, that paperwork shit and like all of that type of shit. I think that was an issue. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I was in the studio with Drake in New York and cool, chilling, everything cool, smoking, he recording. And we went in the hallway and came back. And I was like, you good? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, Tune just told me I'm not Young Money no more. Same thing you just did. I was like, where the fuck that come from? Like, because this is at a time where, like, every girl is out. Like, we charting. Like, Drake's doing, like, Say Something and Digital Girl. Like, he's doing, like, features now for Mary J and Drake. I mean, not Drake. Mary J, Jamie Foxx. Like,
Timberland record, yeah.
Yeah, he doing, like, shit outside of the box. And I think it was that same thing again. It was like that, yo, what y'all, like, because there's so much shit going on, but Wayne don't know. You know what I'm saying? He don't know what the fuck is going on with his artists. And I think that was the thing with Drake. It wasn't really nothing with Drake, because even Drake told me, he said it really don't have nothing to do with you. And me just knowing Wayne, I know he was having one of them days where it's like, fuck is everybody keeping me in the dark with shit if this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? And just once again, miscommunication, seeing the same thing with fucking Lil Twist. Lil Twist wasn't in the Bedrock video. If you notice, Lil Chucky was all through the Bedrock video, but he wasn't on the song.
Is it because Wayne wasn't fucking him at it?
Because Lil Twist got in trouble in school or some shit like that. Or tutoring, or something happened with his mom's. Like, so Wayne wouldn't let him be in the video. He just let Lil Chucky be all through he let Lil Chucky be the extra in everybody's verse.
That's so funny.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I don't want people to feel like, oh, this nigga just want to sit up there and tell stories about people all day. No, I'm just telling you real shit. And I'm going to tell you about when my stupid ass got kicked out. If you remember the BET Awards, when Drake's foot was hurt, he had just fucked his foot up when we was on tour. He had tore his ACL, but he still came out and performed at the BET Awards. And I think Reginae came out on stage. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful, but they was performing Every Girl. I say they because as I tell this story, this is gonna fuck everybody up. So when they was performing Every Girl and Drake was sitting in the chair and the kids came out, they pulled the performance and they never showed it again because we was performing I Just Wanna Fuck Every Girl in the World, and people had their kids up there, and we was just happy that we made it to the award show. You know what I'm saying? Wayne usually performed with the Hot Boys, Cash Money. This is like everybody. This is like Young Money. The shit that he had, the plan he had for us, this shit came to life. We on stage, BET Awards. Jae Millz wasn't on that stage. Jae Millz was in New York on 112th and Fifth Avenue, down a block from the projects, looking at that performance at his homie's crib. Vado was there with me. Shout out to Vado. And the girl that I had pregnant at that time, sitting next to me, about 8 months pregnant, and I'm looking at them perform like, oh, I'm done. I missed my flight. Two flights. Flights from Newark Airport, had a whole nother flight booked from JFK. By the time I got to JFK, missed that one too. We have to perform at the BET Awards. First live TV performance. Now, my verse was performed, but it wasn't me.
Who performed it?
Shout out to my brother Mac Main. Because at that time, we both had the same facial hair, and we both had like low Caesars and shit, and we was like husky, chubby, husky type dudes. Yeah, he just went on stage with some shades, and
That's wild.
I ain't being disrespectful, baby. I'm just being Mac.
Damn.
But luckily for Millsy, the fucking performance got pulled.
So it never even ended up happening. Like it happened.
No,
it happened.
But it happened. You just can't
find it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, somebody may have uploaded it to YouTube or some shit like that, but yeah.
But it didn't actually make the broadcast.
Nah, live, and then whenever they showed the award show after that, they just never showed that performance. Now, this is all a part of my getting kicked out of Young Money story. So Mac like, yo, we in New York, but we about to leave. You know, we about to leave from where the jet leave from. We about to go to Paris. We about to go do the Paris run and overseas and do all of that shit. So Mac was like, I don't really want you to miss this because, you know, you need to be here. You know, Toon mad, he ain't fucking with you. Like, you're not Young Money right now. He said, but, you know, I just want to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to face it. You know what I'm saying? He said, you can't just chill because if you chill, he'll never call you again. Yeah. So I will say, if it wasn't for Mac Main, I would have been curved from Young Money
a long time
ago. So regardless, and me and Mac, we done had a million disagreements, almost came to fights a million times. Mac Main is like a big brother to me. Like he's like the big brother that you always get into a fight with, but he kind of always right years later. Like the shit he was telling you years ago that y'all got in an argument about, he kind of was right, but he kind of didn't word it right, and y'all was both fiery at that time. So Mac was like, yo, just come to the jet and let's just see if he wants you to come to Paris with us. So when I get to the jet, they not there yet. So I just get on the jet and I just wait for them to put. He's like, we're a few minutes away. So I remember they got on the jet, right? So I remember my man T-Ad, I think Streets, a couple people, Mac Main, the assistant, everybody get up on the joint and they look at me and just go. So I'm dapping everybody. But you know, like on the jet, well, let's say we on the jet and you coming in right here and we got the sofa right here. They got the captain seats right there. You know, Wayne sit all the way in the back, all his bags, everything, you know. So I'm sitting on the sofa there. Everybody walking by dapping me. So Wayne get on the jet, right? So he get up, he look at me like, he just keep walking like it threw him off to see me, right? So now we waiting, jet about to take off. So everybody talking. couple people talking to me, but I noticed Wayne, his conversation ain't reaching where I'm at. So he back there, he listened to his music, looking out the window. So I said, all right, this ain't like friendship. This is business right now. You have to go apologize. Like you missed a performance at the BET Awards. You have to go speak to this man. I walked back there. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? My fault for missing the flight. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. I know that shit was unprofessional, blah, 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 blah. And like, he looked at me, he said, what'd you say? So I was like, nah, I'm talking about the flight. He said, no, I heard you, but I'm asking you, what'd you say? I said, you're right. I just went and sat back down. From Teterboro to Paris, this man did not say a word to me. Spoke to everybody else, joking, ha ha ha, food, just kept walking by me the whole flight. Even when we got to Paris, it wasn't like he shitted on me when I got to Paris, but behind closed doors, I felt that shit. Like, I was definitely on like curve time for a while. And if it wasn't for Mac Main, like, telling me like, yo, just come to the jet and like, just see what happened. If I would have been on some bitch shit and been like, nah, man, fuck that shit. If he ain't fucking with me, he ain't fucking with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to eat that shit, but I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's my story of when I got fucking curved. You know what I'm saying? Well, I definitely thought it was over for me though.
Now you're independent now. What year did you like officially have like an official split away from Young Money? I know it was cordial.
Yeah, I left Young Money the end of 2016, and I'm gonna tell you why I left. End of 2016, I had my surgery already. I had a surgery in 2015 to remove a tumor out of my throat. My daughter was born in 2012, so 2016, she going on 5. I'm not the same dude I was in 2007. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the same 20-something-year-old kid running around wanting to fuck every girl in the world at this point. Like, I got a little girl in this world now. Like, just the way I think now is different. And then it's like, now it's bad with Wayne and Birdman now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that was like
and
the height
of that shit. It was bad. And I'm one of them, and I was always good with Birdman and Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So we was all kind of caught in the middle of this shit now. But now it's like, I'm one of them, I'm a rider to the wheels fall off, dude. At that point, and I feel like to some people, Millz, you should have been left. I remember Busta Rhymes seeing me in a sneaker store in Miami and being like, yo, what are you doing? What you waiting for? Like, you waiting for them to stop fucking with you? Like, to make you feel that? Or you going to, like, just see it? You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I'm like, nah, he gave me a chance. I owe him a little bit more to leave because it's not good right now.
It's not going
you know what I'm saying? Because it's not good right now. I owe him a little bit more than to leave right now. I gotta ride this one out. You know what I'm saying? Even if my loyalty is turning into stupidity, I owe him this to ride this out with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it got to a point where I just didn't know what I was doing no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know when I come around if I was supposed to be there or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if like I'm overstaying. And this is just real shit, because I never really said this to a lot of people in Young Money. I never said this to Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. I never said this to Birdman or Mac Main or nothing like that. But I just felt like I was overstaying my welcome. And I felt like the Southern hospitality wasn't going to let them shit on me. You know what I'm saying? That they got good hearts. They not fucked up individuals. I'm never going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Southern hospitality of, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with him, but I just don't know what to do with him. You know what I'm saying? I think that was just like, and he a good, you know, Millsy family. You know what I'm saying? So it got to, I could either be family and just, you know, you don't know what they trying to do with you, and they don't really know what they trying to do with you. And just to be real with you, they don't have an idea of doing anything with you at this point. Like, this is the rebuild of Lil Wayne at this time.
No, because I remember during that period of time, when he was beefing heavy with Birdman, Wayne went on this like club run in the South where he was taking bags that like you would never have ever expected Wayne to take. Like he did a show in Tampa when I was living in Tampa.
I think that was around the time I was like, I just had, it was 2015 you said?
Like 2015.
That was around the time I had my surgery and I think I was healing. And that's
yeah,
when
like
was
he
on the road
did
doing
a
all
show in Tampa for like 40 bands at a nightclub. And I remember being like, wait, Lil Wayne doing something for $40,000? Like, but I think it was because he was just, I think, I obviously speculation, but I just think he was just grabbing cash.
Yeah.
Because it was all cash deals.
At the end of the day, he
was doing the whole,
he a hustler,
but he was doing this whole club run that like you would never think Wayne would do.
Yeah, yeah. And I was, you know what it was? For me, mostly it was, I could either stay here, because you got to remember, I got a kid now. So I could either stay here and figure out what he going to do, or I could go figure out what I'm going to do.
Because it's not like you're on a Young Money salary.
Nah, it wasn't like,
I'm assuming by like then, there's not any income coming in.
It wasn't like it was beef. No, it was still income coming in because we've been on hit records. We've been on albums.
Oh,
so
I mean, obviously you're getting your residual money
coming in, but I mean like as far as
new money,
the plan. Like, because at this time, I'm looking at it like I'm looking at like Drake on 4th, 5th, Nicki on 4th. Yeah. I'm looking at it like now I'm looking at what's the plan? Like, what is the plan for me? Not what is the plan for Wayne. You know what I'm saying? This is like the first time where now I really have to look at like, bro, nobody's going to take you on tour. Nobody's going to throw you on a single. Nobody's going to jump on your single. Nobody's going to promote your single. Nobody's going to promote any fucking thing you have going because everybody has their own shit going.
Right.
And shit is so different now. When I came around, people were still selling ringtones. By the time I left Young Money, music was coming out on Fridays now.
Right.
It's no longer
Tuesdays. Yeah.
It's no longer people lining up in front of the stores. All the stores closed. Right. All the websites we used to send our music to, them niggas is cornballs now.
Yeah.
You could just put it on streaming platform. Why are we not putting our music on streaming platforms? Why is Wayne not putting projects on stream? Why doesn't Wayne have a 4-pack out? Why doesn't Wayne have an EP out? Why don't we just put out a new Young Money mixtape to promote everybody who's sitting here ice fucking cold? And at that time, when I got to think about all that, I'm a Virgo. I get lost in my own mind. It's like, yo.
Psych yourself out. Like,
it's like, yo, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. Not a bad thing like, man, fuck these niggas. They ain't do nothing for me. Nah, whoa. Young Money did more for Jae Millz than any other label did for Jae Millz. Even if y'all did put me on a promo run and pay for the No video or put me here, put me there. I don't have no plaques. I don't have no plaques from anything before Young Money.
Right.
I don't have big ass cap checks from anything before Young Money. So I could never say, man, them niggas held me up.
Right.
Nah, you got lost in the midst of some great shit. It happens like that sometimes. Now what you gonna do now? Keep it moving. Learn how to produce. Learn how to direct. Shoot your own videos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're doing all of that.
I had to basically figure it out. The same way I had to figure it out when I got with Young Money. I had no deal. I'm taking shots in the dark. I could listen and see when I hit the rim. I'm close. Keep taking them fucking shots. What did you tell me the other day? It's the perfect time for somebody like you.
Yeah.
I told you, yo, I'm going to give you a record, blah, blah, blah. And what did you tell me? Can I say what you told me about the radio record?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fuck the radio right now, Millz.
Facts, bro.
And I work at the radio. And I told, when I left, because I had my lady with me, and when I left, we was talking about that shit, and I was like, I needed to hear that.
Yeah, dog.
I was
this
like,
shit ain't the same out here, man.
I needed to hear it because, once again, like when we was talking about, see, I'm only reiterating this because they wasn't here for the conversation the other day. Like, I was explaining to you that I'm from an era of the single. I'm from an era of the radio record or the party record. I moved to Miami 2010. That's prime strip club.
For sure.
Era. I was there for Live on Sunday, King of Diamonds Monday.
Yeah.
I know what that shit is like to be with somebody.
And
now,
the very underrated Tootsies.
I am super cheap. Let's just get that understood. I have never went to King of Diamonds and got singles. Used to go every Monday.
Likewise. See, I like to go to the strip club and eat food.
What
and
the
be a
fuck
creep.
am I getting money for? Wayne just got a box of ones.
Right.
A box and went here.
That's crazy.
What the fuck am I going to get singles for? So you think I'm impressing him going to get this rack of singles?
Hell no.
This nigga just sold 1 million in the first week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of his box.
But that's the type of person he is.
Right.
So like I used to always tell people when I got around Young Money, that fucked me up, to be like when we on the road and he pulling the Red Lobster, we on an 18-hour bus ride, he pulling the Red Lobster. I tell this story a lot because I be trying to paint a picture for people.
Right.
Pulling the Red Lobster, he gets steak, shrimp, baked potato. It's 21 orders of steak, shrimp, and baked potatoes. I'm not paying for that. Who paid for that? Right. You are you chipping in for that? Mac, who paying for this, Mac? Millz, just order. Shit went like that.
For a long time.
No, it went like that forever. It never stopped.
Right.
So when it got to a point where, like you were saying, I'm looking at him, he taking a 40 thou bag here or 50 thou bag here. It's like, I know why. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is on his shoulders. And that's all he know. Since he was 13, all he know is all he know is that lifestyle. Chauffeur.
His overhead
chef.
had to be crazy.
It's all he know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I always tell people if I was Lil Wayne, like if I had Lil Wayne money, like I would have been way worse. I would have been worse. Way worse. But he had money since he was so young. So he understood how to take care of his homies, how to try to put Jae Millz and Corey Guns and Nick, even if it don't work, he understood how to try.
Right.
So I could accept that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I feel like like I said, the shit ended how it was supposed to end for me, as far as that chapter. Now, of course, I still fuck with Wayne. I still fuck with everybody else. But do I think I could have got more out of Young Money had I stayed? No.
Do you think you should have left earlier?
Yeah. I probably should have left Young Money years before I left. But once again, man,
it is what it is.
Wayne gave me an opportunity that nobody else has ever given me before or since. So I don't feel I did anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could have left, but I remember people used to tell me, man, you should go to Maybach.
Oh, MMG.
You should go here. You should go here. And if you think about it, Wayne was the only place I ever went other than having my own deals.
Yeah, I think that like signing with an artist is a crapshoot anyway. You know, when you sign with another artist. I think Wayne pulled it off nicely with Nicki and Drake. I think Ross did a great job. But like there's plenty more examples of rappers who have labels. Yo Gotti's doing a great job right now.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of other artists who it's like you just look and it's like the problem is most of the time when you sign with an artist, they don't want the people they sign to be bigger than them.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, with Wayne, that didn't happen. With Ross, that wasn't the case. You know?
Some people been around so long, it's not their first time. Like when Ross did the whole Maybach music shit, he had already did Triple C's.
Right. Yeah.
He had already did writing for Slip and Slide. He had already did so much shit. So it wasn't his first time.
Yeah. Shout out to Ross, man. The
yeah.
MMG energy in like 2010, 11 was so crazy.
And I feel like Young Money, I'm going to say this. I don't feel Young Money gets enough credit for bringing back that aura, that crew. I feel like after like Dipset and G Unit, that was it. That was the end of that era of like D Block, G Unit, Dipset, Rough Riders, Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those like crews. And then like Young Money came, and I remember we used to get joked on. It was the joke. You know, we had the poppy singles and shit like that. But we still had like Dedication 3, Dedication 4, like No Ceilings. Like our singles was big.
I think the reason why
we was like I Am Music tour was like 6 months.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest tour. But at that time, that's when Top was creating TDE. Like I met J-Rock through Wayne.
Yeah,
like,
they had the song. That was J-Rock's first single on Warner Brothers.
And Wayne directed the video. I remember when we flew out here.
That was when Kendrick was.
I remember being at that video shoot like, yeah, I think I'm just going to stay in the trailer.
Right.
Like, you got to understand, I'm from Harlem. Wayne out here with Dickies and red bandanas and shit. I'm like, I'm new. I don't even know Wayne for being like this yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck is Nickerson? But I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, he like, yeah, I'm directing this video for my man's artist. And I'm like, who? He said, my man J-Rock. I didn't know who TDE was. I didn't know none of that.
Right.
But I remember like after Young Money, they was the first people I remember being like, oh, they building some shit like what we doing. Not the same thing, of course not. But I remember because Schoolboy Q was a part of GED.
With Tiger.
That was Tiger's crew.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Tiger's crew. They was all crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember
so
that.
Shout out to Q. I remember Q from being around Tiger. Like, so I already knew he was nice. You know what I'm saying? I already knew J-Rock from Wayne doing the video. I had heard of Ab Soul. A lot of us found out about Kendrick. What was the section?
Section 80.
Section 80. But he was on Drake shit. He was on like an interlude or something. Am I bugging? Was Kendrick on like a Drake?
Was he on what, Carter 4 interlude?
Nah, Kendrick was on like, because I remember we asked him. We was like, yo, who that?
I don't remember.
He broke down the verse about how Kendrick was talking about how they met and he went here and then he was like, that's exactly how it happened. Was it a Drake album?
I think it had to have been.
Yo,
Carter.
for real, I promise
Carter 4,
you, if I'm bugging right now, I apologize.
It had to be Carter 4. Carter 4 had all those interludes with like Bun B.
Was it
Tech
Carter
9.
4 or was it a Drake album?
Oh, he was talking to rapping.
Oh wait, you're right. He was on a
He had his own song.
on a Drake album. It was on
That was
Take
Kendrick?
Care. It was on Take Care.
All right, so now I'm peeping. I'm like, but at this time, Ross is doing
Buried Alive.
There you go. Because I
Yep.
remember asking Drake, like, who's, and he broke it and he was like, yo, he's nice. And he was rapping the verse, like he said, and that's exactly how it happened, like how we,
Yeah, Kendrick was already like on his way though
So
at that point.
TDE, Maybach Music, they took that whole shit and ran with it. That kind of like birthed the whole, and then after that, like Cole, look with Dreamville. You know what I'm saying? Like he built that shit quick.
It wasn't quick, but if you
look at the freshman cup, and I got in all sorts of trouble for saying my fucking man was supposed to be on the cover. I remember when I said the XXL cover was whack because Vado wasn't on it.
Oh,
I caught so much flack for that because everybody thought I meant every person on the cover was whack.
because that was the J. Cole, Freddie Gibbs,
And that was one of the
Nipsey.
best fucking covers.
Yeah.
It turned out to be one of the best covers. I was just mad my homie wasn't on there. I felt he deserved to be on there. Cool. Worded it wrong. But if you look at from that time on, Cole built Dreamville kind of fast.
Well, no, he had a
Because out of everybody on that cover,
he had Omen signed to Dreamville for. There's a guy named Omen that he had signed to the like Dreamville was a thing for a while.
no, but I mean like from what the public first saw, because Young Money was a thing for a while. Young Money been a thing since 2001
why the fuck
probably.
does J.R. Smith have a Young Money tattoo on his throat?
Young Money.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was just
That's
wondering.
Wayne homie.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's
I'm
Wayne
like, yo,
homie.
why does this NBA player have a gigantic Young Money tattoo on his fucking throat?
Word.
The Henny guy.
I remember we was at the Bedrock video shoot and I noticed that. I was like, oh, she got a stupid big Young Money tattoo on his neck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they homies. They cool.
He's got to
Shout out
regret that
JR.
tattoo.
You know what?
Like
I don't really think J.R. Smith regrets too much.
that might be fair.
I don't think anybody who could drink Henny on game night, I don't think they regret too much, man. Shout out to J.R., man.
So look, your album is out, and is this like the beginning of you putting out a shit ton of what's your plans now?
Earlier this year, I put out Pole Music 5. Last year, I put out Feels Like I Was Here Before, Keywords. My thing right now is just figure out where you fit in right now. There's so much shit going on. Like I love the drill shit. Of course, I love the lyrical shit. I love the melodic shit. I love the auto-tune shit. I really wish I could fit in all of those lanes.
Don't.
But I've tried it.
Listen,
And I don't.
just rap.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned, I say this shit a whole lot. You could probably find a million interviews where I say this. Just because you can do something,
Doesn't mean you should.
there you go, man.
Come on, man.
Just because you can do something does not mean you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go out and I could fuck 10 strippers in a strip club.
That doesn't mean you should.
There you go. Whether you got a girl at home or not.
Well, if you don't have a girl at home,
No, it's COVID. It's COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't You shouldn't have sex with 10 different people at all right now.
I mean, if we're speaking pandemic times, I concur. But just
there you go. I was just giving you an analogy.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? It's like I can DJ. I can get on the wheels of steel and.
Right.
Should I?
I mean,
I should probably.
A lot of other rappers have.
I should probably not.
And
You can probably tell him to load a beat up right now. Talk your shit.
I'm not rapping.
See? Now you could. Should you?
Of course not.
Like, should you really do that? I don't know if you should do that. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm just trying to see where I fit in. I'm having fun with this shit. I'm independent with Empire. I love my splits. Y'all in trouble when I hit the liquid one. And I think that's the beauty of this era. And that's probably what made me leave Young Money too. Just realizing I ain't need a machine in this era no more.
You don't, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Cuts out the middleman.
It's not
straight to consumer.
It's not to say it like that, but I come from an era of the machine. I was part of Warner Brothers machine. I was part of Universal machine, and Steve Rifkin over at SRC. And I'm a part of Young Money's machine.
Wait, you were signed to SRC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was signed to Universal, and then when they started doing a bunch of shifting and shit like that, like me and my team, we didn't really like what they were.
The David Banner, Akon era of SRC?
Yeah, David Banner was up there. I remember being on the road with David Banner. I remember being on the road with Remy.
Oh, yeah, Remy was on SRC.
Being up there with Akon. Right. Steve Rifkin, oh, man. Shout out to Steve Rifkin, man.
He's managing Busta Rhymes now.
Word?
Yeah. That's Busta's manager now.
That's dope, man. And shout out to Busta, too. I seen an interview with Busta was talking about the surgery he had. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit fucked me up because that's the same surgery I had. And I never really heard nobody, like, talk about that shit. Like, it scared me from the perspective of, when some shit happened to you, you don't feel it. No, that's a bad analogy. You smoke weed?
Yeah.
You ever smoke a bunch of weed and then walk in the mall and wonder why everybody looking at you? You think maybe a sneak. You got the new sneak. You got some new Yeezys on, and you don't.
I've had similar.
And you don't realize you smell like the back of the dispensary. Like it all just came in, and you opened it and rubbed it all over your skin. But you're high, so you cool. You don't smell that shit. That's me. Or I smell amazing. I still smell like the cologne I sprayed this morning. You smoked 8 blunts since then, Millz. You don't smell like that. But I'm in it, so I don't see it. I remember the first time I seen Wayne have a seizure on the jet in the air. Now, I have seizures. I have seizures in my sleep.
Oh, wow.
Like, scariest shit ever. So, but every time I ever had a seizure in my sleep, I wake up and I'm cool. I'm like, yo, I'm good.
So you were there when Wayne had a seizure?
Like 2 different times. Scariest shit I ever seen in my life. Because it made me feel, it made me feel like, oh, that's what I look like. And then when he got up, he was cool. He was like, yo.
Was his like lean usage that bad?
I don't know if it was the lean because I don't sip lean.
Right.
And I have seizures.
I think
too.
that's what everyone's kind of come to that conclusion.
I don't know if it's I can't really say it because once again, I don't sip lean and I have a history of seizures.
You never sipped lean? Being around Wayne all them years?
I tried it one time, but I tried it by mistake.
That motherfucker was quadruple cupping up.
I tried it by mistake. I remember me and Gutter was in Hit Factory one time and I had a Sunkiss. And you got the white cups with the ice.
Right.
I had poured it in there. But I didn't realize that he had some lean and some Sunkiss too. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. So when I hit the cup, I'm like, oh, this shit tastes sweet. Tastes good actually. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking maybe, this is just a good ass Sunkiss right now. I caught one. Hit it again. I remember like an hour, I was just like slumped, beat playing, like I'm trying to get up. I feel good though, but I'm just comfortable. Like, and he like, Millz, bitch, you drunk my cup, bitch? I'm like, nah, that was my cup. Like Millz, your cup over there, bitch. This my cup right here. I'm like, oh shit.
Damn.
And that's when I realized the whole time I was drinking Gutter cup.
Did everyone was it like a panic when like he had a seizure? Because that's an alarming thing to witness, especially Wayne having a seizure.
Fuck yeah, that shit is a panic. But it was a panic for me because everybody looking at me like, Millz, what you do? Like, yo, I've never. I usually be in the mode he's in right now. And I remember when he woke up, he was like, yo, I'm good, everybody, And they had the EMS on the thing. I mean, get the fuck off my jet. Because we had to land the jet. We was going to LA. We had to land the jet for the EMS to get on. And now we got to put the jet back up in the air. So rich nigga shit. I don't live on rich nigga shit. Even with money, I want to live on broke nigga shit. You live like you broke, you'll stay rich.
Right.
Man, put this bitch back up in the motherfucking air. Y'all know how much this fucking gas costs? I was like, that guy has a point right now. We did land his jet. Now we have to put it back up in the air and land it again. It's a whole nother fee that none of us are paying for.
He had a seizure though.
Now granted, I'm like, I get it. I get where he's coming from. Oh, y'all get the fuck off my jet. Come on, I got to get to LA because he got to get to LA to do an event, like a video game event or something like that. Now, you know you don't do that. Now you had to pay for the gas to put the jet back up again, and you got to give them back that deposit they gave you because you ain't show up to that event. You lost twice today. Jet go back up in the air. He like, Millsy. He like, that shit was that bad? It was serious like that? And I promise you, I did not want to, you don't want to really say that, but I'm like, shit was bad, bro. That was the first time I probably told him something he didn't want to hear. It's like, bro, that shit was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to see you like that ever again, my nigga. He's like, word. He's like, believe that blood love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then after that, when we land, he went to the hospital, and that's when he stayed overnight, and but that shit was scary, man. Cause it's like, and that's why I say I don't want to put it to the lean. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because when I have seizures, it's from overworking myself. It's high blood pressure and low sugar count. It's an imbalance. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't perks and Xannies and lean, because I got a history of this shit, and I don't do none of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the closest to a pill I'm gonna get is partying with an E-pill or a Molly back in the day.
It does seem like that is
so different people bodies. It should hit different, but that's some scary shit.
Damn. Was that like something where like you think that like it maybe changed the way he thought about some of the recreational use of stuff he had going on?
Probably. Yeah. When you almost die, your life flash before you think about all sorts of shit.
That's real shit.
That's whether you get shot, you get stabbed, you get jumped, natural causes. I remember when the doctor told me I got 6 months if I don't get this surgery. And then he said, I'm gonna let you be with your lady in
6 months.
And walked out.
Like, damn.
Like, I'm going to let you figure out if you want to get this surgery or if you want to wait it out a little bit.
Right.
And at that time, it's April. My daughter, 3 years old, you telling me I'm not making it to... And then when you go through all that, it's like, nah, I got to put everything back in perspective. And I promised myself since 2015, I wouldn't deprive my fans. I wouldn't cheat myself. I wouldn't waste my time overthinking shit or holding the music hostage.
Yo, we're breaking down this video. We're not breaking it down. We're taking a break in the video to tell y'all about our sponsors, Odd Socks. All right, listen, man, oddsocksofficial.com. What the fuck was that, bro? It was like a fucking Pomeranian hair floating in the air. Anyway, oddsocksofficial.com. Keyword Bootleg Kev. Go over there, get you some socks, and you'll save 20% off if you use that keyword. They got South Park license. They got some Ghostbusters, Pimp C, Mike Tyson. Really, the one that I really care about is they got that WWE license, so you can get these awesome NWO socks. And then they got their Odd Socks Basics. For all the basic bitches, get you some basic socks, even though they are very comfortable. They're probably the most comfortable socks. Actually, not probably, definitively the most comfortable socks I've ever put on my feet. Yes, all right? And that goes for all types of socks. So go to oddsocksofficial.com, get some socks. By the way, SpongeBob socks, they're kind of fly, right? Christmas time's on the way. Use the keyword Bootleg Kev, 20% off, oddsocksofficial.com. Support us by supporting Odd Socks. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times as artists, we hold music hostage because we plan so much. You're
overthinking, man. You
thinking like, yo, man. I need somebody to push this. Man, push that shit yourself. You got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got stories, you got timelines. Be annoying. Be annoying. Be like the bitches that be like, hey, follow my hot bestie and never met them bitches before. Be like that.
There's a lot of those.
I know it sounds crazy, fellas, but the moment you swallow that pride and you stop thinking like it's 08 or 2013, this shit is different, man. People out here making all sorts of money that don't have no hot music. Now, not saying you need to put out bullshit music, but this is the era of don't work harder, work smarter, man.
Facts.
Like, I'm the king of working hard.
Do both.
I'm the king of working super, super hard, but somewhere not connecting the dots because you so busy working hard. You so busy busting your ass working hard, you ain't connecting the dots with the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with it. I don't know where a lot of other artists is at with it, but I feel like everything is different now, man. We was talking about Tyga the other day, and I was telling you, I remember when Tyga came out with an album Singing a few years ago. And everybody was laughing at him.
Fucking horrible.
Everybody was laughing at him.
Yeah, no, Tyga
And then
had,
that shit said, do, and he never looked back.
Yeah, no, Tyga had a rough patch, man.
We all do.
Tyga had a rough
You know what I'm
patch, but he
saying?
bounced. I mean, like, the thing is, he just kept throwing up shots. And then the taste was out of here.
I'm going to say some real shit, man. I've been in this game a long time. I know people may not realize it. They may not look at it like that. Because I came into this shit young and I done did battles, solo shit, Young Money shit, independent shit, ups, downs, all that. I've been in this shit 2 decades. When you in this game as long as somebody like me or you got longevity in this shit and you learn how to stay afloat, you're going to have some patches where shit get dry.
Of course.
Every one of my favorite artists had a dry patch. Nas is one of my favorite artists. Nostradamus album exists.
There was Project Windows was solid.
Jay-Z is one of my favorite artists. The Kingdom Come album exists.
I would argue Kingdom Come's his second worst.
It
album.
exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you want to look at it.
But,
Same way you said Carter 4, it was cool.
It wasn't cool.
That might be your it exists.
Listen, if I don't want to,
you know what I'm saying?
I tried.
It's a lot of.
I'm not diving down. Lil Wayne's had a rough decade.
Yeah, but you got to think
quality wise. Carter 3 and then No Ceilings, and then after No Ceilings, shit just went left for me as a fan. I was like, all right, well, listen.
Yeah, but you got to take the good with the bad, because if you're going to take those 4 or 5, then you got to take the 15 before that was a monumental. And now we got to weigh it. We got to weigh the Drought and Dedication 1 and Dedication 2.
Listen.
We got to weigh the Carter 1, the 2, the 3.
I just think back to like, I Am Not a Human
500
Being.
Degrees. You got to name all of those.
What was the Rockstar album? Where he was doing rock music? It had Drop the World.
I remember that. I remember.
It had Drop the World with Eminem, which was a solid song. But
that hit number 1.
The album probably did. Lil Wayne could literally shit.
But that's what I mean.
70
it's like,
minutes straight.
Did we listen to the Snoop Lion album? Did we listen to the Snoop Lion album?
Of course not.
All right, it hit number 1. Everything's not for everybody.
There's no way the Snoop Dogg album was number 1 on Billboard.
The gospel album hit number 1
There's
too.
no way.
Check it.
What on the reggae chart?
Check it.
Okay, wait. What chart are we talking about here? Because we're not talking about the overall Billboard chart.
I don't know, but all I'm telling you is
I'll give you $10,000 right now if Snoop Dogg's had a number 1 overall album in the last 7 years on Billboard.
You don't think so?
Now,
you don't think
the gospel chart, yes, because there's like two gospel
albums. Oh, we're moving the goalposts now. Come on.
No, you just moved the goalposts.
I'm telling you, everything's not for everybody.
He might have been number 1 on the reggae chart.
That's number 1.
No, but not number 1, like number 1.
It's number 1.
That's like saying I got a number 1 death metal song out right now. Like, it's like, yeah, but like.
It's number 1.
It's number 1 to somebody in a genre.
No, you know what you just said? It's number 1 to somebody. It may not be number 1 to you.
Hey, shout out to Wayne, man. Shout out to Snoop too.
And shout out to Snoop. But we're not slandering them. What we're basically saying is when you have longevity like a Wayne or a Snoop, you're gonna have some dry patches.
Were you disappointed with the Carter 5?
It was cool. It wasn't the other Carters. It wasn't like Carter 2. It wasn't like Carter 3. It wasn't like Carter 4.
I actually think it was better than Carter 4, but that's not saying much because I thought Carter 4 was.
And now you see, but that's you. I think Carter 4 was better than Carter 5.
So, because you were around, like the Carter 5 shit. I know a lot of those songs were older, obviously, but like. How many?
I don't think I was around for Carter 5.
No, you weren't around when it came out. But I mean, like there had to be like
it changed so much.
That's what I mean. Because there was
it changed.
It was supposed to come out for so long, and then he was getting held against his will by Baby, and it was the Free Weezy era.
A lot. Oh, the Free Weezy, I remember that.
He put that shit out on Tidal.
Free Weezy. Yeah, man.
Well, shout out to
my man Toon, man. He worked through it. He worked through it, man. Like that's one thing I will say about Wayne. He ain't never lay down. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of rappers that was out when he was out. They laid down. You know what I'm saying? They threw the towel in. They was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He rapped through it. Even if it was some shit that you didn't want to hear.
That's fair.
He rapped through it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gonna have they dry spots, but I be feeling like I'm more for the comeback story. I'm more for like, damn, how did you bounce back off that shit? Come on, man. They counted Drake out. Everybody was, oh shit, you had a son? You fucking deadbeat.
Well, it's because Drake lost the battle. I didn't count him out, though.
They counted Meek. They counted Meek out too. Is that a world tour? Your
now
girl tour?
That's true.
They counted him out.
Everyone counted Meek
Mill out.
You are 100%.
You are a dub. You got whack juice all over you.
This is true.
And it changed.
I remember seeing it with my own eyes, like.
And everything changed. I remember people really trying to say like Drake was done.
I don't know about that.
No.
Drake got fried up by Pusha T, though.
I was living.
But it's Drake.
I was living out here.
None of Drake's fans know who Pusha T is.
I was living out here. They thought Aubrey was done.
In the terms of that battle, he was done.
They thought Drake was done. They thought he was done for and over.
That was the only time he had any sort of stench. Well, not the only time. Shout out to Quentin. What's the guy's name?
Yeah, that
Quentin Miller.
That was funny when he said, damn, a nigga got points for saying I had a son.
Listen, man. I know
you got
is
points for saying who my girl was.
Drake definitively.
And you know what happened after that?
He took the L.
And then God's plan came.
Of course.
That's not an L.
No, in that specific battle.
Now look, I'm not, because I don't want to shit on Pusha T, because I'm not, I don't have anything to do with that anymore.
No, but Pusha put through that out, and Drake never even replied.
If I could take that one, if that's the last high point that we have for Pusha T.
Oh, come on. Daytona came out after that.
I said
that's a classic album.
But you're not talking to me about a classic album right now. You're talking to me about a verse over a Jay-Z beat.
Which was a little light something. And it was so light.
And then I'm telling you, and then God's plan came out, and then we forgot about anything that had to do with Pusha T. Now, I'm saying as far as Drake go. Because I can't
as far as Drake,
because
right.
I got to keep this a buck right now. I can't shit on Pusha T like Pusha T career don't take my career and like put his foot on it and like move it around a little bit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist, but I'm also going to be a realist and tell you, after that high point for Pusha T, I don't remember. Look, and somebody might be like, Millz, I don't remember a high point from you ever. Shut the fuck up. Like, I get
Daytona technically came out.
We just having regular conversation.
Yeah. Listen, Pusha T's been taking jabs at Drake for a long time. Yeah.
But look, because I love Drake, man. I love Drake. Anything with Young Money involved, I'm taking the Young Money side. I don't give a fuck.
But he lost the beef.
But Drake did say that
battle.
He ordered a microphone with Pusha T's autograph on it back in the days.
Yeah, because
I remember when I seen that, and I was like, you might. That was like a bad one. But then that turns into like the super senior still bothering the freshman. It's like, bro, go to college.
Nah, Pusha's that guy, bro.
No, look.
Listen, I do think
Pusha T is undeniably lyrically.
It's probably not possible for Drake to like lose in the grand scheme of things because he's the biggest artist ever.
You can lose. No, you can lose. You can lose because people, you have people that will say, nah, Drake lost that battle. Then you have people that will say he won the battle. You got people
who's saying he won the battle.
Never heard that.
You will literally have people that
they're like 12-year-old white kids who don't know what the clips are.
But see what you're saying right now? You moving the goalposts.
The goalpost is
who cares how old they are? There are people that will say Ether was whack because they are Jay-Z stans.
First of all, I'm a Nas stan.
I'm a Nas stan too, and you're
Nas
not gonna
is my favorite MC ever.
Tell me the beat was whack, but also tell me you knew what Ether was before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So listen. In retrospect,
say it.
Takeover wasn't.
Say it.
No, but Takeover wasn't a specific. There was a Nas line in there, right? If we're talking about which song is better sonically to listen to, I can.
Why does he move the goalposts like this?
No. Because Ether is a better diss record. But which song is better to listen to?
I didn't ask you which song was better. I said who lost.
Jay-Z.
And I said there are people like you who still say, but the beat
Jay-Z lost.
sonically
Nah,
was
at the time.
better than the...
It's almost like when you watched Belly as a kid and you were like, yo, this shit is fire. But then you watch it as a grown-ass man.
And you like the last 20 minutes, I
And
just
you're
can't
like,
watch. But it's really a
hey.
good movie if you've been hustling and you went out of town and you got money.
Yeah, but
and you had to drive around in an Intrepid and a nigga snitched on you and then you was getting money and then you had to leave. If you did that before, Belly's a great movie. I don't know if you did that before. I don't know.
You keep saying there's people that say Drake won the battle.
Oh, y'all really like Pusha T in here. I like Pusha T too. I love the album.
Yeah, but you haven't really
like,
said
what are you talking about?
The battle. You said, oh, it can
So
go
who won?
Who won?
The battle.
The overall battle?
No, who won the battle?
Or the 444 freestyle and the other shit. Like
the other shit.
I like
and
both of them. I like the 444 freestyle because it had. We didn't know he had a son. And
Do you think Drake should have replied?
I think that would have been good for rap. If he'd applied.
I think it was a bad look that he didn't reply, and it was a bad look that he...
Wasn't that similar to... Did Meek reply?
Well, no, Meek didn't need to reply because, Jesus Christ, his reply to fucking Back to Back was atrocious. He ruined the Undertaker's theme song. It was really bad. It was over. It was like, okay, dude, Drake just hit you with 2 of them, bruh. And then you coming back with this bullshit?
But see, on top of that...
And listen, I fuck with Meek, but and I'm not the biggest Drake fan in the world, but he undoubtedly beat the shit out of Meek Mill in that. It wasn't even a fucking question. It was really sad. I remember we were in Tampa and I was just sitting there like, man, it might really be over for Meek, man. Because this was when he was on Twitter tweeting up a storm.
Because that's when what it
he was like, he had the Trump Twitter fingers.
And you know what it be sometimes too? Sometimes you can dig a hole with the fans. I know this from battling. Like,
right.
You could talk so much shit that they want to see you lose. Like, I think that's what happened with Meek. Like Drake, not to say like back to back,
Drake got him.
But listen, Meek jumped out though.
Yeah, he was talking crazy.
You made it where Drake looked like he was countering. So you made people pick sides. You made them be like, nah, we like him more than you, even if you're right.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Even if you're
music's...
giving us, you know what to go back to? The Kanye, Jay-Z shit. Even if you're giving us evidence and you're right, we don't care. That's what I seen at that time. And I think that's what really made...
No one cared. They were like, who gives a fuck?
It was like, yo,
the ghostwriter. Who cares?
We don't give a fuck. We still like him more than you. And I think that's when it was just like, hold up. He didn't write that shit though. So we don't care. I need one dance. And we're going to sing those songs too.
Hey, Back to Back was crazy. The fact that you had to go to a nightclub for X amount of years and hear the diss song in every club for 2 years straight, that shit was...
I'm a fan of all of the diss record shit. That's why I like this type of conversation, whether it's Pusha, it's Drake.
No, Nas won the whole...
Or it's Drake or Nas or Hov. No, whoever you... I don't care if you want to talk about Cam and 50.
Closest beef ever, though, Beanie Siegel and Jada.
Yo, how did you take that? Look here. Why this nigga took it here? I earned my spot. Ain't nobody put me here.
Closest? Because
that was...
hear the Beanie shit and the Jada shit, you're like, oh, it just matters.
See, now this conversation is going somewhere else. That was a time of like... That was like a real time of like niggas studying like them diss raps. When I'm talking about the crews, I was talking about D Block and Dipset, G Unit, State Property. I remember that beef. That beef went for a long time. That beef went from DJ Clue mixtapes to State Property would drive from Philly to New York and go up to Funkmaster Flex and rap for an hour. Fuck SPJ Hood, Die Too, looking out for Nasir, nigga, when I find you. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, they're from Philly. They're at the radio station on Hudson Street right now. This is live. This isn't like a pre-recorded thing. And then 2 days later, Kiss and them will come up there, or Styles will come out with some shit. Fuck Beanie Siegel. You can suck my dick with the shit up on it. Whoa. What did he just say? They got to see each other at some point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I think about like the new beefs and it's like somebody might put out a freestyle and then this one put out like, nah, this shit went from Powerhouse to live performances to niggas throwing French fries at niggas on stage.
Like Kiss came out on stage in Philly.
That's Powerhouse. See, that's different than you freestyle over somebody's beat and you put it out in the
I
digital
hear what you're
era.
saying. With that being said, Drake
that was
should have
crazy.
replied. He
I wanted him to reply.
He waved the white flag and said, "Shit got too real, guys. It got too real."
I wanted him to reply. You know why I think that would have got bad? Because I think at some point Drake would have started saying like which people wives he fucked and stuff like that.
I think it would have gotten bad because Pusha T had like 5 or 6 records just.
Yo, you want to know what's
He's
crazy?
been waiting for this for like fucking 10 years.
You want to know what's crazy? I said that and everybody in the room faced it.
Because Drake fucks everyone's wives?
No, because that could have got so bad. That could have got so bad. Like, that could have got so bad of the like, oh, you think people write for me? I wrote for him.
You talking about the Kanye thing?
He's your
Yeah,
boss.
who gives a fuck? Everyone knows Kanye. Rhyme Fest wrote Jesus Walks.
Go ahead and say it.
Rhyme Fest wrote Jesus Walks.
But why are you so quick to tell me what somebody wrote for Kanye, but you wasn't quick to tell me what Kanye wrote for Jay-Z?
Kanye's my favorite artist ever. Listen, what I'm saying is Kanye is my favorite artist ever. My favorite MC is Nas, but my favorite overall artist is Kanye.
But you're overlooking the same thing that you would put on him that he's did for other people.
Because I don't think people.
How can you diss Drake?
I didn't diss Drake.
No, not you. But I'm just thinking, how could you diss Drake for having a ghostwriter if the person you're assigned to, he writes for? That's weird. This is all weird.
Because
like
we talking.
What are we talking? Get and say. You don't even know what you want to say right now.
He's a gladiator. He's a Jedi. When it comes to this rap shit, he's a fucking Jedi.
You don't even know what you want to say right now.
I'm saying,
like, we moved the goalposts for certain people so
Kanye
crazy.
has
hip-hop,
nothing to do with this.
He has everything to do with this.
Pusha T has hated Drake before he was, bro.
I'm not even talking about Pusha T no more.
What are we fucking talking about?
I'm just talking about Drake and the ghostwriting thing.
I don't give a fuck.
Kanye has everything to do with this.
I don't care that Drake had a ghostwriter, but
many
I
ghostwriters
think
that people could say wrote for Ye or wrote for this one, I could turn around and say, but Ye wrote for Jay-Z if we're going to do that.
Okay,
so now we got to say Jay-Z has ghostwriters. And that's a whole different conversation.
I don't know about
but
that.
we don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to have that conversation because I want to still do business with Rock Nation and Tidal. So I don't want to have this conversation, but I have to keep it real and tell you that I have footage and evidence that Kanye West came in the studio,
gave him a line,
and gave him a song, a hook, and a bridge. I gotta get these devils out of my life. That's Kanye. I'm from the murder capital where we murder for. That's Kanye. Lucifer, I did the beat. That I gave you, that I wrote that for you. That's no different than what Quentin Miller did for Jay-Z.
I don't disagree. But
so Jay-Z don't got ghostwriters?
Play me the Kanye reference.
It's in Fade the Black movie. You want me to find a timestamp for you?
No, I know it's in there. I remember I have the movie on DVD. I could go home.
You just
and watch
don't want it. We don't want to accept that.
No.
Fuck that shit, right? Like
this is what I would say. I think Drake is one of the greatest artists
of all time. We don't
want to accept
that shit. Fuck that shit.
I don't put Kanye nor Drake in the top MCs, like top 10.
Yeah, we could put them in top artists.
Exactly. Now we're talking about like MC shit. Like I can't put them in that because it is very, very
so
transparent.
So don't put Jay-Z in there neither.
Come on, man.
You see how you just said that?
Fucking on Chronic 2001.
But Kanye wrote for him on the Black album.
Him a couple of lines on a beat that he had brought to him.
No. He gave him a bridge, a hook, and lines. Right. And Jay-Z went in there and said it word for word. Now, I don't want to say...
I will give Jay-Z that pass right now. Yes.
I don't want to say Kanye wrote for Jay-Z, but if we going to move the goalposts for certain people, we got to keep it a buck. Like we gotta keep it a buck.
Jay-Z wrote for Bugs Bunny on the Space Jam
Jay-Z wrote
soundtrack.
for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
I'm aware.
But we won't say Snoop had ghostwriters until Snoop came out a couple weeks ago and said, hell yeah, he wrote that shit for me.
Yeah, but again,
why we don't look at it like that? And I love all these people. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Like if Jay-Z could tell me, if Snoop could tell me that Jay-Z wrote Still DRE and like, hell yeah, that shit was banging. So I said, I want to say that. I say that shit. And then I could tell you Kanye gave Jay-Z some shit.
But
He
Dr.
said, fuck
Dre's
it, I'm
not
going
a
to say
rapper.
that. I said Snoop. Why you overlook that? You good, man. You've been in this journalism shit too long, man.
Snoop, if we're talking about Snoop also somebody who openly admits to freestyling at this point in his career.
What that got to do with other people writing for you?
And has also openly admitted to
what
other people writing.
What does that have to do with Jay-Z writing
but
still DRE?
Are we putting Snoop Dogg in the top 10 discussion? He's top 20, but I wouldn't put him in the top 10.
Top 10 what?
MCs.
Who was doing top anything right now?
We're talking MC. I'm just talking about
you're talking MCs. We're talking about ghostwriters. You just made a whole different conversation for us to talk about. Now we're talking top 20. So Snoop not top 10?
No.
Top 10 what?
MCs.
So what is Snoop if he could freestyle off the top of his head?
He's top 20. I think it's Doggy. I think Snoop's discography, Doggy Style, Dogfather.
Snoop is the biggest rapper ever.
That you're probably right about.
I didn't say he's the best or the greatest. I said he's the biggest rapper ever. He has the biggest debut. He got one of the longest, illustrious careers.
He done did probably gospel, the most recognizable.
He done had his dry patch. He had his dry patch when nobody was fucking with him, and he had to go to New Orleans, and he bounced back. You know what I'm saying? He did have a dry patch, just like Dr. Dre had a dry patch.
Wait, but I've been there and I've done that. Dogfather. What he did was he put out one album.
I didn't say they don't. I said he had a dry patch.
But his first album with No Limit was a fucking airball.
I said he had but that's the dry patch.
But that was with New Orleans. That was with No Limit.
No, he got with No Limit because he was in the studio doing a verse for Mystical for $3,500.
That's his first album on No Limit was a fucking.
That is a dry. Did you hear what I just said? Snoop Dogg got with No Limit.
You said
because he was in the studio doing a feature with Mystical for $3,500. He said he was fucked up, and Master P said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you $35,000, and I'm gonna go meet with Suge Knight." That was a dry spot before No Limit.
Okay, are we talking about financial dry spots or quality of music dry spots?
He didn't have nothing going. That's why he was doing.
We're talking about. That's a dry spot. He had Doggy Style. He had Dogfather.
No, I'm telling you.
And then there was
I'm telling you what Snoop Dogg said. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you that he said he was in the studio.
He probably had a financial dry spot because Suge Knight was probably.
No, starving. I don't have nothing. I don't have no deal. I'm fucked up. I need you to come get me out of my deal. This is my dry spot. I am in a deal with a gang member that's a lot bigger than me, and I can't do shit. That's why I'm here doing this verse for $3,500, and I have an album called Doggy Style. And I'm here doing a verse for $3,500 for Mystical. That's a dry spot. That was before No Limit. That's a dry spot, but he bounced back. He bounced back from that. So that's just
I'm strictly talking about just quality of music wise, dry spots.
Yeah, he had a dry spot there too.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody has dry spots, man. That's I can't sit up here and say I can't name one artist that had a full career of just
you could have said
points.
Kanye until fucking this old Jesus is King came out. That just fucking was that was atrocious.
You think Jesus is King was the first one?
I mean, personally,
you thought Yeezus was the one?
Yeezus has changed sonics in music.
I didn't ask you that. I said, was it the one?
Yes, I listened to Yeezus.
I think 808s and Heartbreaks changed the sonics in music. I think you're a couple albums late with the Yeezus one.
First of all, sir, relax.
I'm just telling you.
You won't find a bigger Kanye fan in the world than me. Second of all,
yes, I will. Me.
Kanye literally has changed it over and over.
No,
yes,
me.
808s and Heartbreaks made Drake possible.
Okay.
So, but Yeezus did the same thing for Travis, for all these people. Like, the sonics that Kanye brought into hip-hop on Yeezus was crazy, bro. Yeezus is that shit, yes.
You don't think Travis Scott was already making that sound?
Travis Scott was working with Kanye on Yeezus.
Travis Scott was on Grand Hustle.
No shit. But Travis Scott worked on Yeezus with Kanye.
He also was on Grand Hustle before he met Kanye.
He
was doing songs with Young Thug and all that when he had Little Twist.
That was on Days Before Rodeo.
I know, but
we're talking about before what you're talking about.
I'm telling you that sound was around before Kanye. He didn't bring it anywhere. Somebody bought it to him.
You know what he did?
Now, 808s and Heartbreaks.
He sampled Travis Scott.
808s and Heartbreaks wasn't a sound that he bought to us neither. Kid Cudi bought it to him.
Bro.
And Wayne was already doing auto-tune music when Love Lockdown came out.
What Kanye does is he samples people's creative. He sampled Kid Cudi as a human being for 808s and Heartbreaks.
Jay-Z sampled all of the Philly niggas flow too.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I was just talking about this with Young Chris.
You gonna say sampled it or he swiped it? You gonna say sample or swipe? Which one we gonna use?
But the problem is that those guys were in the studio. Kid Cudi was there for 808s and Heartbreaks. All right, Travis Scott was there for Yeezus.
And I swiped that and I took it to a bigger level.
Exactly.
I didn't create it.
I didn't say he created it. I said that
album
made it possible, though.
I'm into the Jay Dilla sound. I'm not into the, I don't like I swiped it. It was hot and I swiped it.
See, but the
I got
difference
broads in Atlanta. It was hot and I swiped it. I'm not that. I'm not that.
Nah,
but I'm a creator of a sound. I know a sound. We always gonna give Kanye that.
Kanye was heavily influenced by Cudi on 808s and Heartbreaks, but Cudi was a part of that fucking album.
He was heavily influenced by Cudi.
Cudi was in the fucking studio.
He was all right.
He was heavily influenced by Travis and Mike Dean. I never heard
a song like Day and Night from Kanye until Kid Cudi was with Kanye. We never heard, and I can't stop winning. I can't stop. We never heard that type of vibe from Kanye until, so we can't say he did that. We all know that was a Cudi thing.
What do you mean he did it?
Yes,
it was a Cudi thing that Kanye did and did it 10 times bigger.
Travis Scott?
No. So you're telling me
West.
You're telling me Kid Cudi.
It's not Travis West. It's Travis Scott for Kid Cudi. It's okay. So they're his kids. They're his kids.
No. Cudi's one of the most influential artists ever,
and Kanye is too. I'm not taking that away from him, but you got to give credit where it's due.
You think Kid Cudi puts out a Kid Named Cudi mixtape, which was my shit, which was like his first tape that everyone jumped on. And if Kanye don't get behind Cudi's move, like
you going somewhere else.
No. What I'm saying is, Kanye executed. He brought them dudes in the studio,
and they bought the sound. They bought that,
and you knocked it out the park.
No, you swiped. Because your sound is Jay Dilla backpack. Your sound ain't, I got broads in Atlanta.
Yeah, but see, that's not even true. Because if you listen to Graduation, he was sampling Daft Punk and shit. Like every single Kanye album sonically grows and is different. If you go to College Dropout, you can say the Jay Dilla shit. You're right. If you go to Late Registration, it's different.
The people that come around him is the sound. That's sound.
What I said. Kanye
Since
samples
Travis Scott
people.
Came around, that's
Kanye
the
samples
sound.
people.
And once again, I don't want anybody to think. I just like having conversation about music.
Listen, man.
This is just regular conversation.
So you can listen to every single Kanye album.
I'm a fan of Ye. I have every single Kanye album.
I'm saying like every album is different. Sonically, they're all different.
I knew Kanye way before a lot of this shit. Like he used to give me beat CDs. So I'm a Kanye West fucking fanatic. We sat up here last week and I told you, niggas like Ye, Cole, Crit, Russ, I'm fanatics of them. That's where I'm at with it.
With that being said, this all went back to you saying, do I think Yeezus was that shit? No, 100%. Front to back. Zero skips. That shit is a classic.
Nah, I didn't know Bound was on that album. I remember the video for Bound came out. I said,
you didn't make it all the way to the end of the album, huh?
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
Come on, man.
And I'm a Yeezy fan. I'm a
Blood on the Leaves.
Blood on the Leaves. All of that shit is cool. The shit on the
Hold
side
My Liquor.
The shit.
Come on, with Chief Keef, dog. Come on, that shit is crazy. Come on, bro. Black Skinhead is crazy. You're tripping.
Nah, bro, that shit not Graduation. That shit not Late Registration.
808s and Heartbreaks. It's definitely better than 808s.
That shit ain't Life of Pablo. That shit ain't none of them albums.
It's better than Life of Pablo.
Whoa.
Yeezus?
No more parties in LA, no.
Yeezus is
30
crazy.
hours?
Come on, bro.
Yo, you wilding right now, man.
No, I love.
And we Kanye fanatic. We go about this forever. If you're gonna tell,
I love the Life of Pablo.
Look in that camera and tell the world that Yeezus is better than Life of Pablo.
Oh, Yeezus is definitively better than the Life of Pablo.
Can somebody raise their hand in this room? There's 4 people in here. Can somebody? What are we doing right now? Life of Pablo or Yeezus? If you want to go with Life of Pablo, put your hand up with me. If you're going to go with Yeezus with him and be his friend, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Listen, bro. God bless the Life of Pablo. Great album. But Yeezus was Yeezus is like it's aged so perfectly.
Don't say it aged.
Nah, I loved it when it first came out.
I
bought that shit the same day. That shit came out the same day as Born Sinner from J. Cole and Mac Miller. I bought 3 albums that day. Watching movies with the sound off.
Born Sinner was better than Yeezus.
You're fucking crazy. Yeezus is a fucking classic. Born Sinner was a good album.
Yeezus might be one of Kanye's worst albums with Jesus is King.
You're up there. Fucking crazy. Jesus is King is a steaming pile of dog shit.
It's not better than Graduation. Graduation might be his best album.
I actually think you're crazy if you think Graduation is his best album. That's wild. Graduation to me is, I put Yeezus above Graduation.
No. You're right. That's kind of like, I'm going to tell you why I think Graduation was like one of the best. That was the evolution. That's like how Take Care is like Drake's evolution. Like my junior and senior will only get me in it. Like that speaking shit into existence. I feel like Can't Tell Me Nothing and Good Life and I Wonder and all of that shit, like Barry Bonds and Everything I'm Not
Late Registration.
Everything I'm Not made me everything I am. All of that shit was a moment of like I beat 50. I sold more than him. The teddy bear beat the bully. That shit was like a moment in time, bro. Can't Tell Me Nothing was like, we all was wearing scarf, like the big fucking Palestinian scarves around our neck with skinny jeans and high top sneakers.
I loved Graduation.
We all was doing that. That was a moment.
Yeezus is better than Graduation.
I just named about 8 songs that was incredible. Yeezus had 10 records. Go.
But what are we talking about here?
I just named 8 bangers off of Graduation. I didn't even get to the end.
Drunken Hot Girls is on fucking Graduation. That song was...
Yo, Can't Tell Me Nothing. Barry Bonds with Lil Wayne is on there, yo.
Barry Bonds with Lil Wayne has not aged well. Go listen to that song today and tell me that song's aged well.
We out of here, baby.
Big Brother was great.
Big Brother was on there too. Everything I'm Not made me everything I am.
That album's not better than Late Registration.
I'm still naming songs. You stopped at 1.
What are we talking?
Blood on the Leaves, Black Skinhead, Don't Drop My Liquor. Keep going. That's 3. Keep going. Welcome to the Good Life, Can't Tell Me Nothing, I Wonder.
Bro.
Was Flashing Lights on there? Because we could stop talking right now.
Flashing Lights was on Late Registration. Late Registration to me...
No, you're cheating.
What do you mean?
You're cheating right now.
How?
Flashing Lights was on Graduation. That was the I Wonder.
Was it?
I Wonder if... And then Flashing Lights. Yes, you lost.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It was a better album than Yeezus.
It's not better than Late Registration.
It's better than Yeezus. You lost.
I mean, that's
Late Registration is incredible too. Like, you can argue with that. My Beautiful Twist, like, all of these albums are better than the 10-song Yeezus album. All of them. There's only about 5 or 6 like incredible records on Yeezus. Every other album, the first 6 records on his shit is incredible.
Yeezus is like caviar, bro. It's not for everybody.
Yeezus is like 444. When you say it's not for everybody. But
better.
You might say that.
444 is a great album.
I think 444 is Jay-Z's worst album. That's just me. Yeah. I can name 10 other albums that are better.
I think Magna Carta Holy Grail's his worst album. I thought that album was a steaming pile of dog shit. It's like, what happened?
I mean, that might be what you want to say.
You know what album is his most slept on album that gets all the hate? Blueprint 3.
That was the double album?
That was the double album, but that shit had...
dope. I like that.
Or Blueprint 2. Blueprint 2, that's what I meant to say. Blueprint 3 was terrible too.
What was Blueprint 3?
Blueprint 3 had J. Cole on it. It had Empire State of Mind on it.
Oh, yeah. It had the song with Pharrell.
It had some bullshit.
It had a joint with Drake on there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Empire State of Mind is his biggest record. But yeah, I didn't like Blueprint 3. I didn't like Magna Carta Holy Grail. I love 444. Blueprint 2 had some of the best Jay on it ever, but it also had some of the worst.
Remember how you said Wayne had a tough decade?
Yeah.
What albums did Jay-Z put out last decade?
When did American Gangster come out?
It didn't come out last decade. It didn't come out last decade. And that was a great album. But I just wanted to go back, because I remember you said Wayne had a rough decade.
Okay, I'll give you that. So listen, if we're talking about the last decade, 444, great album, nominated for a Grammy. Watch the Throne, great album.
You said that album was a rack of dog shit. So
Magna Carta Holy Grail was not it, champ.
I like that.
That was good. I like that album.
Not for me, sir. Tom Ford and all that shit. I'm right.
Went a little deeper though on a lot of the tracks.
What else? What else came out from Hov this decade? I was not a fan of the Beyonce album, but then again, there's people who think that shit was incredible, and I'm like, I don't hear it. I mean,
I liked a few songs on there. The
Jay Electronica album.
Oh yeah, come on. Come on, the Jay Electronica album. It came out in January. That shit, bro. Hov washed Jay Electronica for a whole album.
I mean, I like some of the joints on there.
You don't like 444?
I didn't say I don't like it.
You just say it's his worst.
To me, I can't put 444 above. And this is just me having regular convo, because I'm a rapper, so I probably shouldn't be talking about other rap shit like this. But I'm a fan, so it's like Reasonable Doubt.
Yes.
In My Lifetime Volume 1. In My Lifetime Volume 2. Streets Is Watching. Volume 3.
So you don't put 444 above Volume 1?
You said, do I put 444 above Volume 1?
Yeah.
Volume 1 is Imaginary Playmates, Lucky Me.
There's some great stuff on there.
Streets Is Watching, The City Is Mine, A Million and One Questions, You Must Love Me. No, I don't. You want me to go to Volume 2?
No, Volume 2. I mean, listen, I love...
Volume 3, neither. 12 a.m. on the way to the club.
Volume 3 is...
There's Been a Murder, Dope Man.
Shit with Juvenile. Yeah, Dope Man was that shit.
I Remove Your Roof, nigga, Let the Sun Shine In. No, it's not better than that one, neither. You want me to go to the next one? It's not better than the Black Album, neither. It's not better than Public Service Announcement and
no.
What
Black,
More Can I Say?
I think Black Album is...
The Lucifer shit that Kanye wrote for
I think Black Album is... I think there's 3 right answers.
Let's keep going through these albums.
So what's your favorite Jay-Z album?
Oh, Blueprint. We forgot about Blueprint. Blueprint too.
What's your favorite Jay-Z album?
Blueprint.
That's fair.
That was I think because I'm born on September 11th. So I remember when he put that album out, him and Fab. I think
Ghetto
that was
Fabulous
Fab
came out the same day.
Album. That showed me a lot too.
It came out the same day.
Yeah, I remember just putting Blueprint on, and the city, New York, was in like a real funny. It was in like a real funny area.
Right.
And I remember the Rulers back. Fucking Song Cry, Never Change, All I Need. You know what I'm saying? The shit with Eminem. I remember that whole album. It's safe to say though,
Jay-Z's had a better decade than Wayne. Quality of music wise. Would you? Well, actually, yeah, 08. Yeah, so 08 is when, yeah. So I would say, the last 10 years, if we had to stack up music, it would be close.
Yeah. Every like I said, man, everybody got their drop points. You know how you said you ain't like the Beyonce shit, and you ain't like the Magna Carta Holy Grail, and you ain't like
a lot of people like Magna Carta Holy Grail. I was not one of them.
A lot of people like Yeezus. I was not one of them.
That's fair. Most people don't like Yeezus.
But that, I think, and it bring this whole thing for us, this whole conversation, because I don't want nobody to get this misconstrued like I'm shitting on people. I'm a fan of all of these people that we talk about. That's why I can go this in-depth in a conversation with you about it and not sound like I'm kicking dirt on them and not be able to praise them in the same token.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists that we've been talking about today, they went through eras of shit changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we overlook that too. Prime example of Pusha T. How we was talking about like Lord Willing, and then when his brother went to do his thing, so now they not the Clips no more. You know what I'm saying?
Hell Hath No Fury is their best album.
Yeah, that was hard too. And then it's like, then we seen him on the VMAs with Ye. Like, oh shit, this shit might be dope. Ye got a spitter, but where's this gonna go? Then we'll be seeing where that could go. He had to reinvent himself from Lord Willing, from Ma I Don't Love Her. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very happy that Pusha T has yet to reinvent himself. He's still rapping about selling cocaine.
No, but I mean, when I say reinvent himself, I mean to a new era,
to a
new demographic. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young listening to the Clips.
Right.
So for me to be grown and the nigga from the Clips still look like the nigga from the Clips in 98, don't even really look like he aged, but they fuck with him right now. They listening to him. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Lil Wayne. He was Lil Wayne. He was on songs with Sammy and Lil Zane.
Right.
Strike One. You know what I'm saying? He
going on
was
with
shit
Lil
with Bow
Zane?
Wow and shit like that.
Right.
He went through eras. Like Lil Wayne went through the kiddie era, then the teenage era, the getting a little older era. Then it's like, oh, now he's like one of the top artists. So now he has the top artists. Like if you look at all them fucking eras he went through, like we were talking about Snoop.
No, Snoop for sure.
Snoop got eras of shit.
Yeah.
Jay got eras of shit.
Wayne,
Ye.
yeah.
Ye got eras of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from album to album, how you were saying shit changed. Whether it was somebody coming in with a sound and he liked it and he latched onto it, or whatever it was, it worked. He did it. A lot of people might have tried to do that shit and it didn't work. There's a lot of people that tried to do the sounds that other people did or was popping at that time. They couldn't make it work for them. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with Rick Ross. I remember seeing Ross in a fucking Trina video for the All About the Benjamins movie.
That's crazy.
With no beard.
Right.
Told y'all how to get down. He was out then, but he went through eras. When Every Day I'm Hustling came out, it's a total different era than now.
Definitely.
It's a total different era than now. You know what I'm saying? And he still got us wanting to hear that fly shit. He still got a nigga like me waiting, like, yo, when Ross gonna do an album with Justice League?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I need 15 Rick Ross tracks over a Justice League type production. You know what I'm saying?
So your album is out.
Wood Panel Walls out right now, man. I wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, shot all the videos, edited all the videos, shot the documentary, edited the documentary.
You handled the whole shit.
Handled the whole shit, man. I just had my homeboy master it because I was like, sometimes it just sounded a little here and there. But that's what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to get more into the visual aspect of it. I know I'm nice. You know I'm nice. And that's not even to be on no cocky shit, but I know I'm nice. I know I'm dead fucking nice. But that's not enough for me right now. At one time, maybe it was enough. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I want to be known for more than just being nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm getting into the videos and directing and shit like that. Not saying like I just want to come some video director or doing documentaries and shit and I don't rap no more, because rap is my first, this is my love. Like, I feel like we in an era now where you don't got to retire as a rapper.
Right.
You just put out music whenever
how you feel like it.
You want
whenever
to,
you feel,
you know? So that's what I kind of did with this one. It's available, wood panel walls. I got Vado on there. I got Kaz on there. Got my brother Rel on there. Anthony King, he the dude singing on the High Rollers joint. I got him on another joint on the project too.
Dope. Kaz from Dreamville?
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Yeah. Trying to just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. We in an era where it's real easy to go in the booth and just throw a bunch of plugins on your shit and try to get that right melody.
Right.
But not really say nothing, but just get the right melody and do that for 2 verses. You don't even need 3 verses no more.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? So my shit is more, man, just go talk your shit.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do is talk your shit. You ain't really gotta, just like you told me last week, ain't no sense really making too much club shit because we ain't in the clubs. Mills, where I'm gonna play the music at?
Yeah, the club shit don't matter.
So at this point, man, niggas is just spitting, man. I'm glad that the industry is where it's kind of at right now, because it's kind of like open field right now. You don't know who gonna be them next niggas. You don't know who gonna be the person that reinvent theyself and do some 2 Chainz shit. You know what I'm saying? Just pop up and be like, damn, he been around for years.
Right.
We just starting to, damn, we late. It's gonna be a lot of artists like that, because right now it's just downtime, man. Like how we was talking before, I feel bad for a lot of artists that was at their high points, and now this shit fucked them up. Like how we was talking about Roddy Rich, Russ. You know what I'm saying? The whole Griselda shit. You know what I'm saying? Get well to Benny too. You know.
Yeah, shout out to
The
Benny. He's
whole
doing
Griselda
good.
shit. Yeah, man. It's like, niggas, we want to get back on the road. We want to get back out there. But if you a person that make that type of music, right now this shit might be a little sketchy, because it ain't really no way for us to feel that vibe.
Right.
But if you a nigga like me and you just talking some shit, you painting pictures with these words, all you really gotta do is sit down, roll up a blunt, pour something, or just sit there.
Because people are listening
vibe
now.
out.
Yep. They got their headphones in right now. Or they in their cars.
Shit, that's what I'm doing.
Boom.
I'm listening to everything too right now. A lot of new shit too. It's so much new shit out. You kind of got time to fish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
see
for
what
sure.
this person talking about.
Discover shit. Well, appreciate you pulling up, man.
I appreciate
Great
you
combo.
letting me come here and talk all of this shit about a bunch of rappers that's gonna think I don't like them. But I just appreciate, once again, I appreciate you letting me come through, chop it up with you.
All good, man.
Talk some shit, promote the project.
So by the time this is out, the freestyle will be out. So go check out the freestyle.
Oh yeah, Orange Face out of here, man.
It's crazy. Go check that out, man.
Yeah.
Bootleg Kev podcast wrapping up. Jae Millz. Boom.